Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, everybody, how are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome to day number 3 of High Ticket Mastery. Do you want to put, hey, can you put me on the screen? Will you put me on the screen so they can see me? And then you're going to want to put me down. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So glad that you guys are here. Will you fix my head? There you go. So glad that you guys are here. Today is a big day. D French has matching socks on today. Got a little dance party going on here in the Thibodeaux studio. So glad you guys are here tuning in from literally all around the world today. We're going to give you guys about 30 seconds to jump in, finish grabbing your coffee. A little dance going on, a little white boy dance. Was that you on the couch last night?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah. I thought there was something wrong with my pool pump. Oh my gosh. You guys are gonna have to figure out a way to get here to the Thibodeaux Castle. We have a couple events coming up. One is September 24th through 27th. We're gonna be teaching you guys how to write a book. In fact, you're not gonna just learn how to write a book. You're gonna leave here with your initial transcript done, which is pretty cool. We're gonna be creating a 70 to 80 page bridge book. In fact, the content we're gonna be teaching you today in High Ticket Mastery is actually what you would use to write that bridge book. So you guys should think about coming down and joining us. If you're part of Thibodeaux, that event is included. You just pay the $249 for the food. If you're not part of Thibodeaux, you can still come to it. It's $2,058. But I tell you what, you're going to come with nothing, and when you leave, you're going to have your book ready to go. It's a lot less money than what you would pay anywhere else. We're bringing John Allen Turner. He has helped write 9 New York Times bestsellers, dozens and dozens and dozens of Amazon bestsellers. He's probably written 10, 12 books himself, in addition to being a ghostwriter. But he's going to be here leading us that weekend. And guys, he's really expensive. He's normally like $7,000 to $10,000, just you and him. And you're going to be able to come. If you're part of Thibodeaux, it's all included. I'm picking up the tab on that. If you're not part of Thibodeaux, you can't beat it for $2,000 to be able to come here and to be able to get your book up and running and out and ready to go. So you guys should make some plans on being here. So, all right, you guys ready to go? All right, here we go. All right, so today we're going to just jump right into the content, okay? So yesterday, where we left off with our video script, right? Our video opportunity script. We said this is the video that we're going to use to be able to give people an opportunity to begin working with us, okay? Because honestly, that's what it's all about. But I want you to marinate on this thought. In order to sell high ticket mastery, you have to be a high ticket master. In order to sell high ticket mastery, you have to be a high ticket master. In other words, you have to be good at what you're doing. And no, you have to be an expert at what you're doing. No, you have to be a master at what you're doing. It's so funny. So when I was married, my ex-wife, Teresa, and I, we're still pretty decent friends, but I used to joke with her all the time because she's like one of the world's worst cooks, right? But she had one dish that she could make. And she wasn't just good at this dish, but she was great at this particular dish. It was beef stroganoff. I don't know if you guys like beef stroganoff or not. And so when we would have guests come over, if I didn't want to cook, guess what the menu was going to be? It was going to be beef stroganoff. And I give her kudos. It was really good. I mean, it was like she had it down. And I remember after dinner, we'd be hanging out and stuff like that, and they're like, dude, you're so lucky to have a wife that can cook so good. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, you have no idea. She's like the world's worst cook. But she could cook that one thing. She was great at it. So in other words, see, sometimes we think in order to make a lot of money, we have to master the field. She doesn't have to be a Michelin star or a 5-star chef in order to make money selling food. She's just got to be good at how many things? One thing. And so some of you guys, you don't have to be an expert digital marketer. You don't have to be an expert this or an expert that. But you have to be good at how many things? One thing. And you got to go deep on it. You got to dive on it. You have to become a researcher on it. You have to become a pro on it. You have to become known at it. You have to become a high-ticket master if you're going to sell high-ticket mastery. Are you with me? Okay, so what I want you to do, and if you guys are watching online, I want you to participate in the chat room. Should be a minute chat room, MINNUT, just below you. If you guys haven't logged in, go in, set up your little username, let us know who you are. And then what I wanted you to do is I want you to marinate on this for about 30 seconds. Think about it. Bzzz. If you could be known and paid for just one thing, not 12 things, not 15 things, but just one thing. If you could be known and paid for just one thing, what is it? What is that one thing? What are you going to go deep on? What are you going to dive down on? What are you going to become known for? What's your beef stroganoff, so to speak? What is that? What do you want to be known for? What's that one thing? Take 30 seconds, think about it, write it down. In the chat room, let us know, and I'm going to get some live responses here in just a minute. All right, here we go. Hopefully you guys have written in the chat room by now. Let me know, what is that one thing? What is your beef stroganoff? What's one thing?
Events.
Events.
The only estate planning and elder law legal marketing agency.
Okay.
I put just getting lawyers more clients and leads.
Okay.
I would say unlocking people's potential.
Say it again.
Unlocking people's potential.
Unlocking people's potential.
Customer acquisition.
Okay.
Hypnosis.
Okay.
Public relations.
Okay. Cooking.
Oh, find a friend.
Find a friend. Findafriend.com.
Find it funny.
Oh, find it funny. Find it funny. I just said find a friend. I was like, hi, everybody. I'm Crystal, and welcome to findafriend.com. Findanadultfriend.com. Findyourlatenightfriend.com. Find your wake up and make you coffee in the morning friend.com. So I love find it funny. Okay. Oh, where did Keela's not here. So can you see anything on our screen? Anybody saying anything?
Yeah, so they said self-care.
Self-care?
Yeah, Andy said estate planning.
Estate planning?
Carlos said, I want to be known as that guy that helps someone start their business.
Okay, launch.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's jump in. And what I want to do is I want to sort of show you how to make this happen. Now, I told you yesterday we were going to skip session 4, and I changed my mind. I'm doing session 4 right now. But what I am going to skip is I have this massive value checklist. I just taught this in Tribe 100 last week. So go back and watch that. I'm not going to take the time this morning to do it. But what I want to do is I want to go in and I want to show you how to deep dive and become this expert that demands the money, okay? Demands the money. Because if you're going to get paid high ticket, so $10,000 to $25,000, then you have to become a high-ticket master. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how we do this. Okay, so what we do is the one thing that proves that you know what the heck you're talking about is content. Okay, now let me give you just some examples because I think sometimes we get a little confused as far as what content is. Okay, if you were to turn on the Food Network, okay, what are some people you may see on the Food Network? Guy Fieri. Who else? Rachel Ray. Somebody participate. It's a participatory. Giada. Hold on a second. Can we have a moment of silence, please? Hold on. No. Giada De Laurentiis. Hold on. Okay. Who else you say? Bobby Flay. I want to marry Giada De Laurentiis. And one of you guys hook me up with her. I know she's married and stuff, but somebody go, go get rid of the guy. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Giada De Laurentiis, Bobby Flay, Guy Fieri, all those people on Food Network, how do they produce content? What's the content of theirs that we consume? Is it just a cookbook? Anybody ever read one of their blogs? No. What kind of content do they produce that we consume?
Video.
Entertainment, video, but it's even more simpler than that. They just simply do what it is they say they're good at. Does that make sense? They just do it. And we just watch them do it, we consume it, we fall in love with them, and we take this relationship with them to the next level. So when we're talking about content, here's what some people think content is. Some people think content, and it is, by the way, don't get me confused. It is this, okay? But some people think it's blogs. Some people think it's, Facebook Live. Okay, what other forms of content do we attribute content creation with? Books. What else?
YouTube videos.
Yeah, YouTube. What else? Okay, IG posts.
Email marketing.
Email. Instagram, newsletter. Okay, you get the idea, right? So when we tell you guys, hey, go create content, by default, most of us, we default to this, right? We're like, okay, well, I gotta go write a blog, I gotta do a Facebook Live, I have to go write a book, I have to do a YouTube video, I have to do an Instagram post, I gotta write a meme, I gotta do some emails, this is supposed to be a meme. Et cetera, right? So this is sort of what we think about. And there's nothing wrong with that. And yes, you absolutely should do that, okay? But I've always believed that some of the best content that you could produce, what I'm doing right now, I think is some of the best content that I could ever produce, okay? Just do what it is you want to be known for. Record it. Video it. Okay, just do it. So, Ross, if you want to be known as the event guy, just go do an event and record it. Record yourself running events, show behind the scenes video of you doing an event, that type of thing. Nothing, in my opinion, nothing increases your value as a high ticket expert more than people just simply seeing you do what you want to do. Okay, for instance, let's take a guy by the name of Howie Mandel. You guys know Howie Mandel? Mm-hmm. Okay. What's Howie Mandel known for? OCD. Yeah.
Monsters.
What?
Little monsters.
Comedy. What else? Deal or no deal? Deal or no deal, right? Okay. Now, nobody said he's known for writing blogs. Nobody said he's known for doing really cool YouTube videos, right? So what I want you to see is when we talk about writing content or coming up with content, okay, this is what's painstakingly difficult. But this is what we all think you have to do, okay? But everybody that you know that's a master at something, every single person that you know that's a master at something, you see any of this from them. Now, do they have it all? Of course. But that's not what they're known for, okay? So what they're known for is simply doing their trade. This is what they're known for. When you do your trade, you become known for that, okay? I've sort of got a little bit of a reputation as the events guy, okay? Small events. Why? Well, holy hell, I do 30 of them a year, right? I mean, come on. I mean, I just do it. And then there's enough Facebook posts. Why do I ask you guys to go Facebook Live?
Momentum.
Because I want to be known as the events guy. When you're at my events and you're going Facebook Live, okay, we just sort of get known as doing that. So, I sort of get known as the high ticket guy. Why? Because we sell high ticket all the time, right? Does that make sense? And so I don't always teach on it, but I do it. So part of content is you have to do your trade, okay? And then the second part is you have to document the doing. Does that make sense? So you have to do your trade and then document your doing, okay? Everybody that you know, from Tom Cruise to Tom Hanks to Howie Mandel to Jay Leno to Donald Trump to whoever, okay? All they do is they do their trade and they document the doing. Does this make sense? So sometimes we get stuck in the middle and we forget that it's the end that we're looking for. Okay, the end what we're looking for is we're looking to document it. Now, what are we going to do? So like what we have to do, and I'm going to roll this out for you, okay, is we have to figure out what is our trade, okay? And what I mean by trade is what is it that we want to be known for? What is our high ticket, what do we want to be known for, okay? And then the second part is how do we want to do it, okay? How do we want to do it? What do we want to be known for, and how do we want to do it? Okay, so let's just back up a little bit, and let's just sort of call a spade, and let me help you guys, because some of you guys are really good at what you do, but you can't get traction. You're not making any money, okay? And one of the reasons is you're so busy trying to do the middle column, okay, trying to come up with blogs and Instagram and stuff like that, and you're not spending any time doing the outside columns. So if you want to be known for something, just go do it, okay? Do it. Now, do you have to be an expert? No, you will become an expert, right? So you figure out that one thing you want to do, and you just dive down, you research, you interview, you do everything around that doing, okay? So let's just take a little trail, let's go on a little journey, a little jog today. We're gonna go on a little jog today, okay? The little jog we're gonna go on today is the person who, let's be honest, how many of you made less than $50,000, and online, let me know who you are as well. How many of you made less than $50,000 in your trade last year? Less than $50,000 in your trade last year, okay. How many of you made less than $100,000? Okay, okay. So if we're gonna go high ticket, how many of you want to make, or let me ask you this, how many of you made more than $1 million? Okay, so we've got somewhere between, broke to $1 million in the room, right? So that's the expanse, okay? Which is a pretty decent expanse for most of us. I was just reading this morning that out of 140 or 150,000 ClickFunnels users, only 700 of us have made $1 million in a funnel. Okay, just put that into perspective.
How many? What was the numbers again?
Okay, so I think there were 140,000 ClickFunnels users, and less than 700 of us have made $1 million or more in a funnel. Okay. Well, the numbers are even lower than that when you consider that Russell Brunson owns 10% of all the 2 Comma Clubs out there. So 70-something of them are Russells. So out of the 700, you have to understand 10% of those are Russells. Okay, and then you have people like Brian Delaney, who's got 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. You got people like Eric Brolaski. So it's not 700 people. There's just 700 2 Comma Club awards out there, and it probably represents about 500 people would be my guess. Okay, so what I'm telling you is, post $1 million is pretty rare air. Okay, pretty rare air. But I bet if there was a study done, we'd be really surprised how below 10,000. Out of the 140,000, I bet 100,000 of them are under 10,000 in revenue, okay? Almost everybody, 88%, okay, here's the number back 3 years ago at the Design-a-thon, 88% of all funnels created made less than $100. Wow. Yeah. Now, think of that in consideration, okay? I have over 1,000 funnels in my account, okay? and only like 4 of them make money, right? Because 90% of them are test funnels, or I'm showing you this, showing you that, or right, or for a product that I don't want, you know what I'm saying? So don't think too much on that. But what I want to, the reason I'm bringing that up is I don't want to focus on the extremes. I don't want to focus on those people who make no money, and I don't want to focus on those people who are making more than $1 million. What I want to focus on is there's a nice little sweet spot that you can carve out for yourself in the middle, okay? That could be $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, okay? But you have to be known for something, okay? You got to go all in on your trade, right? You just got to be known for it. And if you don't go all in on it, if you don't become a master at it, then you're not going to be any good. So what I want to do is I want to show you today, if it's okay, I want to show you this morning, how do you become a master at what you do? So we already said today, we're going to be talking about content today, okay? And so we said that content is king. Here we go. So if content is king, you know, we said that, you know, you have to do your trades. You just got to go do whatever it is you want to be known for doing, okay? And then we're going to document it, okay? And these are some of the things, okay? We did forget one, like this is typically a big one here, like a podcast, okay? But let me show you how to do this, okay? Let me show you how to do this. So I'm going to get this up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create an expert content strategy, okay? So I'm going to call this a mastery or a master content strategy, okay? If you want to go, because this morning toward the, I don't know if we're going to get to before lunch or after lunch, I'm going to show you the quick launch, how you can make money in the next 72 hours, okay, if you bust your tail. So what I want to do is it all starts with this right here. It all starts with this content strategy. So let's go here. So we started our conversation with saying you have to be known for something. How many things do you have to be known for? Something. One thing. One. Uno. Uno más. No. Uno less. Uno. Just uno. I don't know. Uno. You have to be known for one thing. Okay? So what we're going to do with that one thing is we're going to declare that one thing. Okay? So we're going to declare it. Okay. So we're going to pick on Ross just because I know Ross. Ross is declaring to the world that, hi everybody, my name is Ross and I am the event master, right? Okay? That's what he's declaring, right? Okay? Am I right? Okay. So he's declaring to the world that he is the event master. Now, does Ross have other skills? Yes. Does he have other gifts? Does he have other ways that he can make money? Yes. Absolutely he can. But if you're going to go all in and you're going to go deep dive and you're going to go high ticket, he can't allow those other gifts, those other things to dilute the one thing. Does this make sense? So here's how it happens. Well, you know, I'm really good with launches, and I'm really good with events, I'm really good with high ticket, and I'm really good with podcasts, I'm really good with speaking, and I'm really good with writing, and I'm really good with this, so I just want to like go make money at all of it. Right. What happens? In an attempt to make money at everything, you end up making money at nothing, okay? Okay, so what you have to do is you have to declare one. You have to put your flag in the ground and say, this is what I'm going to be known for. Now, later on, can you go make money on those other things? Yes. Heck yeah, you can. Okay, I make money at events. I make money at launching. I make money at writing. I make money at all of those things. But when I first started, when I was trying to make money at everything, I found myself broke and not making money at anything. So what I had to do is I had to put my flag in the ground. And when I put my flag in the ground, I was going to become the launch guy. Okay? I was going to help people launch. So we started Launch Fuel. I created an online course called Launch 28. Okay, Tribe 100, how to launch a business and get your first 100 clients. Everything was about launch, 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 launch. I eat, drank, slept, breathed, dated, launch, okay? Name my dog launch, okay? Everything was launch, okay? I just went all in on launch and I wanted to know it. So I studied every launch book. I became a master at launching. That's what I wanted to do. And what I had to do is I had to remove the distraction from everything else so I could become known as the launch guy, okay? And so I declared to the world on my birthday, okay, 3 years ago, okay, and I should play these videos for you because they're really funny, okay? Do you guys know how I got started? Have I ever told you this story? So my good friend Mav Barena, she may be watching today, calls me. She used to do some funnel work with me. I met her, she used to work for Infusionsoft, And I met her and we started doing a bunch of work together. And she calls me and she goes, Chad. I'm like, Mav. She goes, oh my God, I just left Facebook headquarters. You're not going to believe this. I was like, what? She goes, do you know that they released the throttle on your birthday? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, you know that algorithm that keeps people between 6 and 16%? I was like, yeah. She goes, not on your birthday. They release it because they want everybody to see all your birthday messages. I'm like, oh, that's cool. No, do you know what that means? I'm like, well, what does it mean? She goes, the best time to launch a product is on your birthday. So she goes, we're launching your coaching business, because I've been talking to her, like I'm trying to figure out what I'm all in. We're launching your coaching business on your birthday. I said, oh, cool. She goes, when's your birthday? I said, tomorrow. She goes, what? I said, it's tomorrow. This is no joke. And remember, I just recently divorced. I got 3 little kids. I mean, my kids are older now. Like they're 8, 10, and 15. But back then they were 3, 5, and 10. Right? Okay. They were really young. So I think this time they were like 5, 7, 12, or whatever. And so they're really young. She goes, no, you're launching tomorrow. She goes, you put this off enough. You're launching tomorrow. So I'm like, crap. So I got a pencil, got a napkin. That's all I had in the car at the time. And we just wrote down a quick little launch strategy. Like, okay, I got to do a Facebook Live video. We're going to do just a basic order form. I'm going to go to the world, announce what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, crap. Like, what's it going to be called, right? And so a buddy of mine, Michael Lukaszewski, had just launched a business called Church Fuel. Okay, and what he did was he created an online course designed to help churches fill up. And so I'm like, Launch Fuel. Okay, let's go. So we created Launch Fuel. And she goes, okay, great. We're going to call it Launch Fuel. And she goes, okay, well, what are we going to sort of be known for? I was like, well, it's so funny because I just heard somebody say that you have to have like 1,000 like true fans. And I'm like, I think it's crap. I was like, I've always just taught people like, if the average value of a client is $1,000, then really all I need is 100 clients, and I can make a 6-figure business. I said, let's call it something about 100. And she goes, oh, doesn't that one guy do like the Dream 100? I was like, yeah, it's crap. I don't like the Dream 100. I was like, but because I don't like, trying to recruit strangers. I was like, what if we call it Tribe 100? Like we try to build a tribe of people. She was great. So Launch Fuel was going to be the name of the program, then Tribe 100 is going to be the coaching program. So we're coming up all this like literally in 3 minutes on a napkin, on the phone, because tomorrow's my birthday and we're going to launch my birthday. And we're like, okay, crap. So I run home real quick and I literally just build out the world's ugliest order form. I mean, it was ugly, okay? I just grabbed a template, changed the blue to orange, put all this stuff in there, and we go. And it's about, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. It's hot as blazes. I mean, I don't know if you've been here in the middle of August. Okay, well, you are here in the middle of August. Okay. You know how hot it is, okay? Oh my God, it's tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
Almost. It's the 30th.
Yesterday was your birthday.
Yeah, 30th.
Tomorrow's the 30th? So tomorrow's the day 3 years ago that we had the idea to launch my coaching business. Okay, wow, I didn't even put that together. Right, okay. So great. So, man, I got these kids running around. I need to focus, whatever. So I run down to McDonald's. Okay, it's the greatest free babysitting ever, okay? So I run down to McDonald's. I buy Happy Meals for everybody, throw them in it. Now, we lived in the hood back then, okay? I don't know if you've ever been to North Mesa. It is the hood, okay? So I'm in North Mesa. We go to the McDonald's right there on Main Street and Mesa Drive. Basically the homeless capital of the world, okay? It's basically what it is. So we go in there, and I throw my kids in this, like, disgusting McDonald's, okay? We're in there, and I have my little iPhone, and I'm supposed to do a video. So Mav is like, just go do a video. I'm like, crap. So I throw my kids in there, and I go outside. And so I got my phone, no joke, where's my phone? Chris, will you throw me my phone? So I got my phone. Okay, I got my phone here, and I'm trying to do it. Now, this is like one of my very first videos ever. So I got my phone, and I'm right here, and I'm doing this. I'm like, hi, everybody, Chad Thibodeaux. And I look behind me, and there's a homeless couple totally making out. I'm like, crap. Hold on. Okay, so I delete that video. I'm like, crap. Okay, so I get my stuff. And so I go and I find another angle. I'm like, hi, everybody, Chad Thibodeaux here, August 31st, 2017, 18, whatever it was at the time. And I'm just talking. And this homeless couple comes right in my screen. I'm like, crap. So finally, the homeless guy goes, do you want me to just hold that phone for you? And I'm like, crap, this guy is going to steal my phone. I mean, that's all I can think of. Like, I'm broke. My kids are in there, like, I don't know, hanging out with strangers. I don't know. I got my thing. I'm trying to do a stupid video. These guys keep making out. And then I get a little jealous because the homeless dude's actually making out with the girl, and I hadn't made out with a girl forever. And I'm like, this sucks. Maybe I just got to become homeless. I don't know. And so I'm like, okay, what the heck? So I give him my phone. Okay, I give him my phone, and I don't know if he's got tremors or MS or whatever, but the video looked like this, okay? It just looked like, it was awful, okay? The whole phone is shaking, but I got a video to do. I got to go launch this stinging program. So I'm like, hi everybody, Chad Thibodeaux. Today is August 31st, and tomorrow I'm declaring to the world that we are launching our brand new coaching program called Launch Fuel, and I want to invite you to be one of my first people. Now here's the thing, and then I go into it, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I just start, okay, I'm like channeling my inner Russell Brunson and channeling Tony Robbins, and what would they say, what would they do? I'm like, hey guys, tomorrow we're launching. Now listen, when I'm doing this video, I have no idea what this coaching program is going to look like. So I'm just making this crap up on the fly, okay? And what's bad is when you make crap up on the fly, you commit yourself to some things that you probably shouldn't commit yourself to. But I was all in, okay? So I was in a program called Platform University, and I'm like, well, why don't we just pattern this after that? So I'm like, guys, tomorrow we launch Fuel. Now, to get us started, we're going to do Launch Fuel University. Platform University, Launch Fuel University. And here's what it's going to be. Okay, once a week, I'm going to jump on and I'm going to teach a masterclass. I'm going to teach you something about marketing, something about launching. Once a week, I'm going to interview an expert from around the world, okay? That's really good. Maybe it's copywriting. Maybe it's headlines. Maybe it's ads. Maybe it's this or whatever. We're going to interview people from around the world. Then one time a week, I'm going to take you behind the scenes. I'm going to show you a little bit about how I design funnels and stuff like that. And one time a week, I'm going to let you come on and I'm going to critique your funnels and I'm going to help you get your funnels to the next level. That's Launch Fuel University. And listen, when this thing goes live to the public, okay, on January 1st, this is going to be $49 a month, or you can do the math, it's nearly $600 a year. But if you jump on board today, okay, if you jump on board today, I'm going to lower the price to $29 per month, or if you jump in and give me a birthday gift, because tomorrow's my birthday, $199. Watch, just pay the annual fee. I'll let you have it for an entire year for $199, and then I open my mouth. And then since we're not starting until October 1st, I'm going to let you guys in on a brand new online course I'm creating, and I'm making all this up. What online course are you creating, dude? The homeless guy is shaking. We're live to the world. Okay, I'm like, Launch 28, where I'm going to show you how to launch your business in just 28 days. The reason this is, so I'm doing all this math. And then, holy smokes, we got 8 clients from that freaking video. Like, I'll find it, and I'll show it. I mean, from this, like from this thing, I got this, okay? And it's awful. Like, it's god awful. Like, this video is terrible. I'm dripping wet with sweat. I got big old sweat rings everywhere. I look like the homeless guy. It was crazy, okay? I mean, I was so bad that the homeless guy felt sorry for me, okay? When they're bringing you water, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's how bad it was. But I had to declare to the world, baby, that we were going, okay? That we were going. And so I went all in on something and I declared it to the world. I didn't care. I just got on my phone and I went. Now what that does is when you make a declaration to the world, you're in. You're in. Okay? Now you got pressure. Now you got to show up. Now you got to deliver. And what I've learned with people with our personalities is sometimes you need that, not artificial deadline, you need that real deadline to kick the procrastination in the butt and to just go. So we're not talking about 60-day launches, 90-day launches, 120-day launches. I'm talking about tomorrow launches. You know what I'm talking about? So in a minute when we show you the quick launch, I'm talking about the tomorrow launch. Okay? I did it from 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We were live at midnight. Okay? We were live at midnight. And 8 may not sound like a lot, but we sold 8 coaching programs on my birthday, and it freaking changed my life. Because I'm like, there are 8 people in this world who actually want me to teach them. And it blew my mind. Honestly, it did something to me mentally that I can't even explain to you, okay? We have had $100,000 days, multiples of them, okay? And those $100,000 days have not been as exciting as that 8 customer day.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, 8 people paying, okay, 7 of the 8 took the $199, okay? 7 of the 8 took the $199. Now, did I have anything created?
No.
Nothing. I had nothing created. I had an order form, and I had a shaky, trimmered Facebook Live video. That was it. That was the tools in my arsenal. Because here's why. At the time, I was naive about everything. I don't know if I could do that today because I know too much. See, I didn't know better back then. I didn't know that it wasn't okay to like have a shaky video and no professional microphone and no lights. I literally was outside of the homeless hotel. I mean, McDonald's, okay? Why my kids were in playing with strangers, okay? I don't know, whatever. But I didn't know you weren't supposed to do that. And so because of that, I just declared I went for it. And so what you have to do if you're going to become a master content strategist, you have to declare it, and then to be brutally honest with you, you just got to go for it, okay? Okay? You have to go for it. When you choose to go for it, you have to recognize you don't know everything, but listen, the naivety that you have at this stage is your best friend, okay? When I was 16 years old, I'll tell you that story in the morning, but I launched a landscaping business because I didn't know that I shouldn't. I didn't know that it wasn't okay to mow somebody's grass with an electric lawnmower. I didn't know that, okay? All I did was just saw what somebody else did, and I hacked it. That's it. And I started a business. I'll tell you that story in the morning. It's part of my tomorrow thing. But I just went for it. And that naivety, what I didn't know, was my best friend. So some of you guys are in a position right now, you're like, man, I'm not sure if I can do this. I don't know this or I don't know that. And what I'm telling you is, guys, that is your greatest gift. The fact that you do not know is your greatest gift because you have the courage then to just go for it. Because sometimes when we know too much, they act as really tight guardrails. Okay, and so sometimes you have to ditch the guardrails and just be that little 5-year-old kid who just goes running. Okay, have you guys ever heard? Do you guys know where we got the word crash from? A lion. Okay, a lion. They have a pride, right? When they have kids, they have a pride. Fish. It's a school, but for rhinos, they're called crashes. Do you know why? So rhino cannot see, it's one of the biggest animals in the world, but they can only see about 10 feet in front of them. But that doesn't stop them from running 30 to 40 miles an hour. And the reason why they call them crash is because they're always crashing into things. But it never stops them. They just go full speed ahead, even though they can't see past 10 to 12 feet. Okay? And this is where you have to be as an entrepreneur. Some of you guys who are watching me today, you got a pencil and a piece of paper in your hand. You're watching this video and you're looking for the inspiration to just stand up and to go. What I'm telling you is just be a rhino. Let's go, baby. I mean, honestly, let's just go. And if you crash, you crash. Who cares? You're going to get up and you're going to live. And what we know is even if you fail, you're not going to die. And the great thing about life is if you don't die, you live. And if you live, you always get a second chance or a third chance or a 38th chance. So what do you say we just get up and we just go for it? So here's how you do this, okay? So the first thing you have to do is you have to declare. Now, what are you declaring? You're declaring two things, okay? On this side, you're declaring that you're going live, okay? Okay, and on this side, you're declaring your niche, okay? Okay, so this side you declare that you're going live. This side you're declaring your niche. So you got to go live. Say, all right, guys, we're live. We start our program on this particular day, and then you got to declare your niche. When you get your niche, now you just got to go for it. Now watch this, okay? So what we have to do is yesterday we talked about the pathway. Okay, to take people from where they are to where they want to go, right? And we said you got to get your 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 steps to get people from here to here. You guys remember that? Right? So the way you create a master content strategy is you take this and you put this in what's called a signature pathway article. Okay, a signature pathway article, okay? So you put it in here, okay? A signature pathway article. And what is a signature pathway article? Signature pathway article, in Cavu, we refer to as our 2,500 word article. This is the article that you're gonna write that proves to you that you know what the heck you're talking about. If you can't write 2,500 words on the topic that you're wanting to go all in on, you're probably not yet a master, okay? Okay, you're probably not yet a master. And some of you would say, well, Chad, I can write 20,000 words on that. I know, but can you write 2,500? See, because 2,500, what I found is so special about 2,500, it's enough words that you have to prove your mastership, but it's fewer words where you can't just ramble. You got to polish and only put the best stuff in there. And typically the best stuff is in this. So here's what this looks like, okay? So what this looks like, and I'm going to show you how to do this and then turn this into all different kinds of pieces of content that's going to elevate your expertise and show that we're a master, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write a 2,500 word article, okay? Now, what is in this article? Okay, let me just show you this. Okay, we're going to write a 2,500 word article. Okay, so what's in this article is it starts with a title. Okay, it starts with a title. It has an objective. Okay, then it takes the pillars. I'm sorry. Then you make the case. Then you have the pillars. And then it has a conclusion. Okay, and I'll show you how this works. Okay? Okay, so this is your 2,500 word article, okay? So in other words, the objective. So like with mine, I decided I was going to go all in on launch, right? So the objective that I would write about here is I wanted to write an article using my pointer system that basically wants to prove that you can launch before it's ready. Okay, and the way I was going to prove that you can launch before it was ready was I was going to teach people that all you have to do is launch a prototype of your product. You actually don't have to launch your product. Okay, and so I'd come in here and say the objective of this, whatever it is. So the pointer system, my title was my 7-step system of launching a product way before it's ready and getting paid for it. Okay, and then the objective was of this article is to show you that the quickest and easiest way to get paid and launch a product is to launch a prototype of your product, not the real thing. And that I went in and I made the case for I went in and I just wrote 3, 4, 5 paragraphs about why prototype is better than launch. And then I just came in and I put POINTER. So I put a headline, I wrote about it, put my second headline, wrote about it, third headline, wrote about it. Are you with me? Okay, until I had the whole article done. Trying to think if I could show you. Remind me after break. I'll put my article up on screen so you can see it. Okay, but basically, this was the outline of my article. Okay, so if I was going to go all in on launching, okay, all I had to do was write this article from start to finish, and I believed that I had the grasp of what it took to launch a product. Okay. And then when somebody read that article, they believed they had the grasp of what it took to launch a product, right? Who wrote the article? Who wrote the article? Okay, I wrote the article. Who gets the credit? I get the credit. When they read that, who's the expert? Come on, it's a participatory morning, okay? You guys got to give me some energy today. I wrote it, okay? Okay, I get the credit, and so I am the expert. Does that make sense? As it gets shared, I get elevated. Okay, so I want to go deep on this article. Then I'm going to show you how to take this article and break it down into multiple pieces. So here we go. So let's start with the objective. Okay, let's start with the objective. Okay. Okay, so the objective. Okay, the objective here is this is your big idea. You want to write your big idea here, okay? So, Ross, let me pick on you, okay? With events, what's the big idea that you have with events?
So, actually what I want to declare is speaking, even though it's at events, but
Right.
I want to focus on speaking.
Speaking, okay, so tell me about speaking. What's the big objective with speaking?
So the big objective with speaking is to get people comfortable and confident on stage so that they can raise themselves as an expert in their niche.
Okay, so you could say the quickest way to elevate as an expert in your niche is by speaking on a stage.
Yes.
Would that be accurate? Okay, so your objective when you're writing your article would be that. So, in this article, I want to prove to you, or I want to show you, or I want to express, whatever, that the quickest way to elevate yourself as an expert in your niche, to increase your rates, and to blank, 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 is by speaking on a stage, right? And then you could come in, and then you're gonna write out your objective, like your one big idea. Now, why is this so important? And when I work with people on 2,500 word article, I sort of slap them a little bit proverbially, because this is the most important part of your entire article. Knowing what your big idea is. The reason is because this allows you to narrow your focus in your business and become a master at that one thing. Does that make sense? So Brian, let's take yours. Your customer acquisition, right? Okay, so what's your big idea with customer acquisition?
Lead management and nurturing.
Okay, give it to me again.
Lead management.
No, I know that, but if I just read lead man, yeah. So
Through building the database, you can increase your revenues through customer acquisition.
okay. So let's see if I can get this right. So your big idea could be that if you intentionally increase the size of your database, by default, you will unintentionally increase your bottom line. Sure. Right? Okay. Okay, so that could be like a curiosity statement, but it's what you're going to go all in on, okay? So it's a big idea. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to spend, once you get your big idea down, now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to make the case, okay? We're going to make the case, okay? Now, what do we mean by make the case, okay? Now what I have to do is I want to write 2, 3, 4 paragraphs on the big idea that we just came up with, okay? I want to write it out, okay? And then what we're going to do to prove, so we're going to make the case, and then we're going to prove the case through our pathway steps. So remember yesterday when we created our pathway, smiley face on one side, frowny face on the other side, and we connected the dots? Mine was Pointer, and you guys took some time to write yours, okay? That's the pillars that we're going to get to in a minute, right? Okay? But right now what I want to do is I want to make the case. So how do I do this? So we just wrote the objective, the one line in our article, or 2 lines in our article, that basically talk about what it is we're going to do. Now what I want to do is I want to make the case. The easiest way for me to communicate to you on how to make the case is you're communicating with your kid and you tell them to do something. And what's their initial question back to you? Why? And then you tell them why, okay? If it's just because I said so, you probably parented in the 80s, okay? Right. Now we got to become lawyers, and right. So your rebuttal to why is what you're going to put right here. Well, like I told my kids this morning, hey, listen, electronics are off from 9 to noon. But why? What else is there to do? I'm like, oh, I don't know. You have a whole acre here that you can run around on. You have a trampoline over here you can go get 3rd-degree burns on. You can go swimming. You can go play, you can go throw the football. And God forbid you sit down and read a book, right? Okay? So your rebuttal to why is really to make the case. So when I'm making my case with a pointer system, I'm trying to make the case that like launching your business in prototype is so much easier than launching your business perfected. And so I'll make the case that says something like this. Car shows have been doing this forever. They'll create a car of the future and they'll display, and they may only have 2 or 3 prototypes created, but they'll display them at car shows. And based upon the reaction of the customers at the car show, ultimately determines whether that car ever is made or not, right? It's called a prototype. Prototypes allow you to simulate the real thing, but without the investment of creating the real thing. So I'll go in and do this. So then I'll come up with a transition. So if you want to create a prototype business, here's how you do it, okay? And then I'll go in and I'll put my pointer system, right? So what is the case that you're trying to make? Okay, so let's work on this, okay? So Ross, your big idea is the quickest way to elevate your expertise, become known in your niche, to get paid, is by speaking on a stage, okay? So let's make the case. Why? Why is that the quickest way to do it?
Because you're raised on a platform, you're looked up to, and it puts you in front of a large audience at one time.
Right. So what you would have to do is you'd have to do the work a little bit, because I'm the 5-year-old that says, well, why? right? And you're the daddy that's going to tell me why. And so if you could flush this part out, and I'm going to pretend I'm you. So if you could say something like this. In our culture, we are trained that whoever's on a platform is an expert, right? That person may not know more than everybody else in the audience, but they have something that the rest of the audience doesn't, and it's called a platform. And when they speak, they get paid to speak, and the people listening are paying to listen. At the end of the day, when they speak, they are the ones that are selling their product. The people in the seats are not selling their product. All right, so whatever. You could go on and you could write an entire page on why you got to make your argument as to why speaking on stage is the quickest way to elevate them as an expert, increase them in their niche, and make money, okay? So you got to make the case. You have to, your 5-year-old comes to you and says, why? You need to write a half a page, okay, on why this is important. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? Everybody with me? Those of you guys online, are you guys getting this? Let me know if you guys got some aha moments right now, okay? So, oh my gosh, that was so awesome. You're like, oh God, that just confused me. Let me know, okay? And Akila, let me know if anybody's communicating to me, okay? Okay, so make the case, okay, make the case. Once I make the case, then I'm going to show them what they need to do, okay? What are they saying?
Victoria said yes, Sonia said yes, ex-Coder said yes, Cindy said yes, but Carlos, he says, I'm getting there. And Barbara said yes.
Awesome. I forgot what I was asking.
If they're getting it.
Oh, if they're getting it. Okay, awesome. Okay. So here's what you need to do, okay? So you start with objective, then you make the case, now you say what they need to do. Where does this content come from?
Your process.
Your pathway. This is why we call this the signature pathway article, right? So this is your pathway. All you got to do now is put a pathway. Now here's how this works. This is my favorite part, okay? So what we do is we put like point number 1. So my point number 1 is product. Hold on, it's too big. So my point number 1 is product, path, and payoff, right? So this is my headline. So for me, I say, if you're going to launch your business in prototype so you can get paid for it quickly, here are the 7 things that you need to do. Number 1, you'll need a product, path, and payoff. So I'm going to put the headline, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a paragraph backing up that headline. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? So I'm going to write an article, or I'm going to write a headline, and then I'm going to write a paragraph, 3-4 sentences, underneath that, proving this. Okay? Then I'm going to go to my next step. The next step for me, which is O, okay, which is offer. Okay? So then I'll come in and I'll write about, simply, so I'll come in here, write a little bit, and then I'll say, expensively affordable. Okay, and I'll write, and then I'll do stupidly irresistible. And then I'll do silly math. And I'll write, you get the idea? Okay, and that's all under number 2. Now, what I'm doing is I'm doing a thing called delineation. Now watch this. Delineation, what is delineation? Delineation says that all I got to do is read the headlines and the bullet points, and I should get the gist of the article, okay? Okay, so product, pathway, offer, expensive for this, blah. And then what we know is if we like the headline, then we read the subheadline. We read the text, right? So the most important thing on your article are these headlines and then these bullet points, okay? So it's called delineation, right? And I'll give you an example of mine. Kayla, do you have my 2,500 word article by chance? Okay, if you have it, let's print one off and we can pass it around and show some people, okay? So expensively affordable, super irresistible, silly math, right? Then I'd go through and I'd go number 3, okay? Number 3 would be internal launch, okay? And then I'm gonna write a little bit about my internal launch, okay? And then I'm gonna like bullet point, right? Or I'm gonna, so like this bullet point may be like internal launch may be like, email database, okay? And then I'll write about it. And then I may say Facebook Live, and I'll write about it, right? So talk about internal launch, you can see what to do. Are you guys following me? Okay. And this is my signature pathway article. And I'm going to write this out because this is what I'm going all in on. And this article proves that I'm an expert at what I do. Okay. If you can't write a 2,500 word article, you're not quite ready yet. So this is tonight when you go in and you write this article. Okay. This is a big proving ground for you. Because this is going to prove whether you're ready to make 7 figures in your business or you're not. Okay? Now, let me just put this in perspective. This isn't that hard. This isn't that hard. We did this in what, 5th grade? When did we start writing term papers? 5th grade? Yeah. Okay, so that's all you're doing. You're writing a basic term paper on what it is you're asking the world to give you $1 million for. Does that make sense? So if you can't spend 3 hours writing a 2,500 word article, then you have no business asking for $1 million from the world. Are you with me? Because you got to prove to yourself and prove to others that you know what the heck you're talking about. Okay? And this is the quickest and simple way to do it. Once you do all of your processes, okay, then you're going to land the plane. Okay? So that's the next one. So step number 1 is you do the objective. Step number 2 is you make the case. Step number 3, you tell them what they need to do. Step number 4, you land the plane. With a call to action, okay? You land the plane. So I may say something here that says, so if you're ready to launch your business in prototype mode, if you're ready to kick procrastination and perfection in the backside, then I'd love to be able to help you do this. I've put together a complimentary masterclass that can help you do that. Click the button below and take the class. Does that make sense? And then click the button below and it puts them right into your funnel. Okay? And then it's designed on the thank you page when they opt in for that masterclass, what are they going to see on the next page? Your opportunity script video, inviting them to get on the phone and do what it is you just told them to do. Does this make sense? Okay, so what I want to do, are you guys okay? Everybody understand this? Okay, so what I want you to do is we're going to take a 5-minute break, just 5 minutes, don't go anywhere. Crystal, if you can put 5 minutes on the clock for me. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and all I want you to do, okay, is I want you to outline this, okay? I want you to outline this really, really, really rough, okay? And I'll try to make it a little bit bigger for those of you who are online, but I just want you to outline your signature pathway article. So what is your objective? Make the case, what they do, and then I'll put it over here so you can see it. Number 4, land the plane, call to action, okay? I just want you to outline that, okay? Just write a sentence about your objective, what are you going to make the case on, what do they need to do? You should have had the pathway done yesterday, and then where do you want them to go? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to take a master class? Do you want them to get on the phone? What do you want them to do right here? So take 5 minutes. Tell me when you got 5 minutes on the clock. What? Okay, here we go. We're going to go 5 minutes, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. You guys do this work. All right. All right. Am I on? There we go. All right, guys, so here we go. So you guys should have taken some time to design your 2,500 word article. Any questions on this? Okay? Any questions on this? And Dee, I'll get with you. I just had to solve a little daddy issue in there. Okay, any questions on this? You guys got this? Okay. Online, you guys understand? You understand what you're doing? Okay. So tonight what we're going to do is so last night your assignment was to write out your opportunity script. Today your assignment is to create your 2,500 word article, okay? So what's going to happen is now what I want to do is I want to show you how to take this article, turn it into different pieces of content, which is going to elevate you as an expert and prove to yourself and prove to the world that you are a master that's deserving of selling high ticket mastery, okay? So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just save this little bit because I'm going to erase it, okay? If you guys want to come take a picture of that, you can, but I am going to save it here. Oh, I got to sign in. Hang on. Un momento. I don't know why this logs me out all the time. There we go. All right, here we go. Signing me in. There we go. Let me save this little guy right here. Post to Teams. Radius impact. General. Come on. Share whiteboard post. Okay. And it is posted. Perfect. Close that out and clear canvas. Okay. So now that we've got our 2,500 word article, what do we do with it? Okay. What do we do with this? Okay. Well, the first thing that you can do with this article, okay, once you have that article, is you can share this. Okay. Number one, you can share it. Well, the easiest way to do it. You can guest blog. Okay? So you can put it on your own blog, and then you can guest blog, okay? Or you could put, you could submit to magazines, okay? So I've had mine written up in Forbes magazine, Entrepreneur magazine, and Funnel magazine. Okay. Okay. All three were the online versions, not the actual versions, because those you typically have to pay for, but you can guest blog, or put it in magazines. Okay, so first things first, you can do that. Second thing is once you get that article written, okay, once you get that article written, then what you're going to do is you're going to teach it on camera, okay? I prefer Facebook Live, but you're going to teach it on camera. Now watch how this works, okay? What makes an expert an expert? So before I get to why this, I'm going to take a little side trail. I'm going to talk about like what makes an expert, okay? How do you know, or how does the world know if you're an expert? Okay, there's a few things that experts have, okay? Number one, experts have experience, okay? So in other words, if you are going to be making money off of what you're going to be selling, you need to have some experience in that field, okay? So in other words, it probably wouldn't be a good idea if I said, hey, I want to go, like make a lot of money teaching people how to like make quilts. I don't have any experience making quilts. Just because D makes $1 million making quilts doesn't mean I can make $1 million making quilts. Why? Because D's good at making quilts and I suck at making quilts, okay? So sometimes we pick businesses just because somebody else made money, but doesn't mean you're any good at it. You have to be good at this, and you know that because you have experience. Number two, you have to have some kind of education. So in other words, you have to be trained in your field. It does not have to be formally, it can be informally. This is training. Reading books is training, but you have to stay sharp with what you're doing. Number three, you have to have endorsements, okay? In other words, experts need to say you're an expert, okay, at what you do, okay? Number four, you need to have social proof. Your clients need to say you're good at what you do. And number five, you need to have assets, okay? You need to have assets. Experts have assets, okay? Experts have assets. And so what I'm going to do, and what I mean by assets that build their tribe and build their bank account. Those are the type of assets you're doing. So what I'm showing you is how to build assets, okay? Are you guys with me? Yes, Chad, I'm with you.
Yes.
Thank you. Guys, it's hard to teach up here for 30 hours, so I need a little energy, okay? I need a little give back. Okay? All right, here we go. 3. So teach it on camera. When I teach this on camera, here, do you have that article?
I'm printing it now.
Okay. So when you have the article, okay, you can literally just put it on your computer screen as high up to the webcam as possible and just look in that computer screen and teach it. Like literally just teach it verbatim, word for word, okay? And so like if I had mine on me, I would, let's see if I have this. If I had mine on me, I would show you how I would teach it. I'll teach a little bit in camera. Let me see if I happen to have it on my, let's see if I happen to have it on my Google file. Do you find it? Okay. So what I can do, I just need the first page. What I can do is this. Okay, so I'm sitting on my computer, I got the screen up, and I have my article electronically as high up to the camera as possible because I'm going to read this, okay? And I can say, hi everybody, Chad Thibodeaux here. Today what I want to do is I want to teach you the 7-step system to launching your business, service, or product way before you're ready and how to get paid for it. You know what's interesting? I get asked this question often. The question, can you help me launch my business? You know, when I became a business coach, I was unprepared for how often I was going to be asked this question. I mean, it came from a recognizable entrepreneur who was a veteran in the, whatever, so you get the idea. I can literally just read this verbatim, okay? Verbatim. I need to show you how to not make this upside down. Yeah. It's a simple way to do it. You got to flip on short edge, not long edge, okay? So you can like literally just read this. Now, what happens when you read this and you record this on camera? What happens? What do you have? What kind of asset do you have?
Video.
A video. What kind of video?
How-to.
A how-to video. What do we call those?
Assets.
Huh?
Assets.
Well, what kind of asset do we call this?
Tool.
It's a master class, right? Now you have a master class, okay? Remember, you have to build an asset. So if you teach this on camera, now what you have is you have a master class. Are you with me? Okay. Now what's interesting about creating a master class is we read and watch differently, okay? We read and we watch differently, okay? And so you can say the same exact thing on camera as they're reading and writing, and it will be two different teachings, even though it's the same exact words. This is why people write books, and then they travel the world doing keynotes, teaching the same exact thing that's in the book, and we're like, whoa. Right? This is exactly why when you go watch a movie and you're like, the book was better. It's the same exact stuff, right? But we process it and internalize it differently. So you can say the same exact thing on camera as you just wrote in your 2,500 word article, and you can have a masterclass. Now, why is that important? You're going to see in just a minute. Why? Because experts have nice assets, right? Okay. 3, when you teach it on camera, the whole thing in its entirety, it's a masterclass. Now, what you're going to do is every day, you're going to teach individual points. You're going to teach individual points. So, for instance, I have 7 steps, okay? And, Akila, do we only have 1 page of this? Like, where's the rest of the article? Okay. I don't hear anything printing. Okay. Like, for instance, so like this one here. So on the back side, you have the P, which is the product process prototype right here. I'm going to go then tomorrow, and I'm going to teach the P in its entirety. Okay? Now you say, wait a second, Chad. Didn't I just teach that in my article? Yes. But you only have 2,500 words. So chances are you know more about your point than what you put in there. So the next day what you're going to do is you're going to go teach that point in its entirety. You may get an 8-minute, 10-minute, 12-minute video just out of that point. So tomorrow I'm going to go teach day 1. The next day I'm going to go teach point 2. The next day I'm going to go teach point 3. Okay, etc. You guys get the idea, right? All the way to 7. Now what do I have? I'm going to download these videos. Now what I have a video series. Okay, I have a video series. I have an online course. Okay, I have whatever. All based out of the same exact material that you created one time. Okay, so I'm going to teach individual points. Number 4. Okay, number 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2,500 word article that I've already created, and I'm going to create a lead magnet out of it. Okay, a lead magnet. Now how do I do that? Okay, how do I do that? So what we do to create a lead magnet is we come over here. Remember, lead magnet is just a PDF. Okay, you guys are going to help me with this. How many pages do you guys have? Just 1 still?
1.
Okay. What's happening with that? Okay, so page 1. So right now, all we're going to do to create a lead magnet is we take the same title, but we're going to reword it. Okay? So we're going to reword it. So this is a 7-step test system to launching your business service product way before you're ready and how to get paid for it. How could we reword this title so it says the same thing, but it's different? Get paid to launch, okay? So I could say, you know, my 7-step system, or 7 steps to get paid to launch. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Or I could say my 7-step quick launch checklist or whatever, right? Okay? Does that make sense? So I could do that. Then the first one, okay, so I said the same thing, I just reworded it. Okay, I don't want to rewrite the whole dang thing. I already did the work. I just reworded it to say the same thing. That way when somebody looks at it, it's not the same, right? Then the first one is process, prototype, or product, process, prototype, right? How can I say that differently? Well, what you do now is now you're just going to give an imperative, okay? So I'm going to say, create your product. Okay? I said the same exact thing as the title, I just put it in an imperative. Okay? Then what I'm going to do is instead of writing all of this out, I'm going to write 1 or 2 lines. Okay? And then I'm going to go to number 2, which is offer. So craft an irresistible offer. And I'm going to write 1 or 2 lines about it. Number 3, whatever, okay? Launch to people you know. Okay? I'm going to write 1 or 2 lines about it. Are you getting me? Okay? And the next thing you know, I've taken my entire article and I basically just created a cliff note of it, and this becomes my lead magnet. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so now I have a lead magnet. What can I use a lead magnet for? To attract people to me, okay? I have a lead magnet. Number 5, okay? Number 5. You're going to take this and you're going to create talking points for podcast. So in other words, what I do is I've come up with 7 questions. When I go do a podcast interview, I don't just let them ask me anything. Why? Because I want to sell stuff. So I want them to talk to me about what it is I want to sell. So if I'm going to go teach my pointer system, I've come up with 7 questions. So I've got a little bio, so how they introduce me. Hi, everybody, our guest today is Chad, and I write it out for them. All they got to do is read it. Hi, everybody, our guest today is Chad Thibodeaux. Chad Thibodeaux is a business coach and launch strategist, ClickFunnels top 30 designer. He has two Common Club awards. He's been privileged to coach over 3,200 students in 54 countries of the world. He's built funnels for the likes of Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, Dan Henry, and we're privileged to have him here today to talk to us about his proprietary 7-step system on how to get paid to launch. It's called the Pointer System. Hey, Chad, how are you? I write it out. And all they got to do is read it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why do I have them do that? Because I want to be aligned so I can teach what I want to teach. Okay, and then I just give them 7 questions that they can ask me. They're welcome to reword those questions. Okay, but I have why? Because I want them to set me up for success. So my very first question that they ask me is, Chad, do you have to have it all figured out before you launch? And I'll jump in and I'll tell my funny story about the homeless people and all this good stuff. And I'll go on and tell that. And I'll talk with them about the 2 things that really keep us from launching is perfectionism and procrastination. And if we had a system to be able to do that. And then then the simple question is, well, what do you recommend? Like, what do you recommend for us perfectionist type or whatever? And I'll come in and I'll talk about how to build a prototype. Okay? And then the third question that they'll ask me is, hey, I see a lot of buzz around the internet about this pointer system that you use. How can the pointer system help us launch? And then I'll go in and I'll talk about, so I write out 7 questions that when I go on podcast, they can ask me that allows me to teach my pointer system. But here's the cool part. The cool part is before the podcast, I tell them, okay, because look what I've built. Remember I built some assets? You guys see this? I built some assets? Okay, so over here I've built a blog. Here I've built a master class. Here I've built a video series. Okay, here I've built a giveaway. Okay, and here I've built what's called a one-sheet. All those things, all 5 of those things, like people want. This right here, people want this honestly more than anything. Oh, can I have your one-sheet? Right? Everybody wants that. They want to know, like, what do I give people when I go on podcasts? Okay, and so I built some assets. So what I do is when I go on a podcast, I'll say, hey, Tyler, and I'll do this before the show. Hey, I've got this really cool masterclass that I normally charge $197 for it, okay? And what it is it's how to create a product and make money in the next 72 hours, right? And I was like, do you care if I give it away to your audience? Okay? And he says what? Oh, we'd love to give you away to the audience. Well, what am I doing when I give this masterclass away to my audience? I'm sucking his audience into my email database. That makes sense? So now I'm growing my tribe, okay? Now I'm growing my tribe, okay? If in the funnel, okay, when they come in here, you guys remember how this funnel works, right? Okay, you know, remember how the funnel works. So the funnel works, giveaway, lead magnet. What's next? What's this page?
Thank you.
Well, what's on the thank you page? The opportunity script, okay? The opportunity script, Okay? This is your opportunity script to invite people to get on a phone call with you, right? So when I give them my master class, okay, they come in to the funnel, they see the opportunity script. Guess what? What happens if they don't book a call? I got assets, right? I got assets, baby. So now what I can do is I can put them in a video funnel. Video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4, video 5, video 6, video 7, right? And I can put these in an email, okay? I can put these in an email that sends them because I've got their information. So if they don't book a call, okay? If they don't book a call with me, so if they don't do that, I just put them into this little, I can put them into this little sequence, okay? That just says, it's an email with it looks like a video. It's got a screenshot of me teaching with a little play button on it. And when they click it, it just goes to another funnel. This is called a PLF funnel, a product launch funnel, okay? And it's just videos, okay? And then at the end and these videos come from right here, right? Does this make sense? So there's a little point you want to do with these videos. At the end of every video, you want to open up what's called a curiosity loop. What's a curiosity loop? Are you curious? A curiosity loop is something you say at the end of something to get them to watch the next one. Have you guys ever seen that Netflix series called Dead to Me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, go watch it. It's so cool. It's called Dead to Me.
Really?
It's so cool. It's a great show. It's about this mom, okay, whose husband was out for a jog and got hit and killed by a car, okay? And I won't give everything away, but it's a 3-season series on the resolution of that. And it is funny, it's clever, it's incredibly written, it's amazing. And I typically don't like Christine Applegate. She's brilliant in it, okay? The whole thing is great. What's that? I know, yeah. But what's great is at the end of every episode, they do something that says, oh my God, I gotta watch the next one. What? And then you binge watch. Listen, okay, I don't watch a lot of TV. Okay, I binge watched all 3 seasons in 2 days. Okay, it is so good. What? In 2 days. I binge watched all 3 seasons in 2 days, and I've watched it at least 2, if not 3 times. I love it. It's so well written.
Really?
And then every time you watch it, you like learn more. You're like, oh,
Maybe I'd be interested.
it's like a comedy forensic files. It's so good. It's so good. But they do curiosity loop better than anyone I know. For instance, she kills a guy, shoots him, and he's floating in the pool, right? Dies, like dead. Okay, a couple episodes go by, the doorbell rings, and he's at the door. You're like, what? And then they leave you, and the whole season's over, and you got to wait till freaking next year to find out about it. Like, what? I thought he died, right? It's so good, okay? So curiosity loops is what you do at the end of the video. So like if I'm writing the first video, which is how to create a pointer, product, pathway, that type of thing, what I'm going to say is at the end of it, now listen, in the next video, okay, I'm going to show you how to create an offer and make this offer so irresistible that people feel absolutely stupid if they don't throw money at you. That's called a curiosity loop. You open up a curiosity loop. You do this on emails, you do this on video, you do this on whatever you want. Does that make sense? Okay, so now when they go to my lead magnet, my master class, or whatever it is I'm giving them, okay, this doesn't matter. I can give them any of these assets right here. The next page is my opportunity script. If they take it, great, you get on a phone call with them. If not, you send them these videos. Does that make sense? If these videos are your opt-in, okay, no problem. At the end of it, okay, roughly around video number 4, okay, roughly around these videos right here. I don't know why that one didn't fix. Okay, around here, what are you going to start doing roughly around halfway through? You're going to add a call to action. You're going to allude to, hey, you guys should really get on a phone call with me. Hey, let's do this yellow brick road, right? You're gonna get them there. Why? Because we want to get them on a frickin' phone call. So when you're launching your business, you're becoming a master at what you do. This content strategy that I'm showing you right here, guys, this is how you do it. This is how I went from broke to $250,000 of revenue in 90 days. This is how I did it. Okay? I made a declaration that I'm all in on launches, and I just decided I'm going to know everything there is to know about launches.
Yes.
I watched every podcast, I read every book, I went to every conference, I did everything. I dead to mead launches, right? I just bought it, I got it, okay? And then I created these assets. It took me a day, that's it, a day to create these assets, and then I had everything that I needed, okay? Now here's the thing. We talked about what you have to have. I intentionally left this one off because I want you to see it. It's called Be an Expert. You have to be internet. Oh. Credible. In other words, when somebody Googles you, they need to find you talking about what it is. Now let me tell you, when you get written up in a magazine, you get noticed. But this right here, look at me. This right here is the #1 thing that Google finds on you. It's so goofy. Somebody just put my name in Google. Just put my name in Google.
The other day.
Did you? And you're gonna see a bunch of podcast interviews, okay? 6, 7, 8, 9 podcast interviews that I've done. Okay? It's the #1 thing that comes up, okay? It's podcast. Okay? Bob Clark, he used to have the 808 podcast, and now he's got some other podcast.
He's awesome.
Okay? So I've been on his show twice. It's so funny. He always introduces me as the most requested person that people want to hear on a podcast. So I interviewed me. And it's funny. It's hilarious. And I'm also have the distinction of I've kicked Russell Brunson's butt and I have kicked Steve Larson's butt at most views. People have watched my podcast 2 times more than they watched Russell Brunson's podcast on there. And Russell Brunson's podcast has been on there much longer than mine has. So I'm just telling, just saying. Just saying. Okay? But you get the idea? So does this make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Okay, so where do you get all this content from? Where does all that content come from? The article. The one article. Okay? You take that one article, you dissect it. Okay? Does that look incredibly difficult to do?
No.
It's not. It's not. Now, if you're not careful, you're going to struggle because you're going to try to be a perfectionist. So what do you need to not be a perfectionist? You need to stand up on your stool. You need to be the dad or you need to be the mom speaking down to your kid and tell them exactly what they need to do. That's it, okay? Keep this really, really, really simple. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you guys are live, you guys got a sample of my 2,500 word article. Those of you who are online, we'll have Akila put that in the chat room for you guys. Can you put files in the chat room? Hopefully we can. If not, we will figure out how to get that in the High Ticket Mastery classroom. For those of you who took the upgrade for the videos, you also get the High Ticket Mastery course. We'll put that in there. Okay. All right. So what time is it? 10:30. We are going to take a. What time's lunch today? 1 or noon? Lunch is at noon. We are going to take a. Just a little 10-minute potty break here. Okay, let everybody catch their breath, reset. Okay, when we come back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach the customer attraction flow and automated lead system, and then show you how to take this content and turn it into a sale. Okay, we're going to do that when we come back. But was this helpful for you guys?
Yes.
Can you guys see how this elevates you as a high-ticket expert?
Yes.
All right, let's put 10 minutes on the clock, Miss Crystal. And we will see you guys back here in 10.
We'll be right back.
haul you out of here? All right, lady.
I adore you. I love you.
It's gonna be awesome. Watch us on live.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is everybody get this? All right, here we go. Post to teams, radius impact. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how to become in demand and how to make some money. Okay? Money, 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 money.
You missed a karaoke last night, Chad.
Oh, I saw the karaoke. You have somebody who live streams everything you guys do. I saw it all. I saw it all last night. All right, so we're going to jump in and we're going to talk about how to become in demand, okay? How to become in demand. This is super important because we all want to make money, right? And so we have to become in demand, okay? So what you have to understand when it comes time to selling high-ticket mastery, when it comes time to making a lot of money, your bottom line is your business. And your business ultimately becomes your responsibility. So in other words, there's nobody else in the world who's going to build your business for you. There's nobody else in the world who's going to make money for you. There's not a coach, a consultant, a strategist. You can't pin that on anybody. At the end of the day, it's 100% reliant upon you, okay? You're the one that is going to be the difference between building your business or not building your business, making money, not making money. At the end of the day, you've got to do the work, okay? And if you are looking for an excuse, there are plenty to be found. Okay, there's plenty of excuses to be found. We live in a day and age now with COVID, right? So if you want an excuse, boy, you get the best one built in. But I think most of us don't want an excuse. I think most of us, if we're honest with ourselves, really what we want is we want to break through. We want to be that person that looks at other people who makes excuses, but you don't. Okay, and so what I want to do is I want to talk with you just for a few minutes about becoming in demand. Because when you become in demand, there's a shift that happens. Okay, and the shift that happens is the difference between being the hunted and the hunter. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? The hunter, I can't remember, there was a guru who came up with this little analogy, but a hunter is a person who goes out looking, okay, for the deer, but the deer is the person being hunted, right? So which one is would you know, like if you're the hunter, it means you want something. If you're the hunted, they want you. And so what we want to do is we want you to become the hunted. Okay, we want to get you to a point where other people, okay, are looking for you. So if this is you, okay, this is our expert right here. Okay, when you first start, you have got to be the outgo, right? So you've got to go out and you've got to find clients, okay, and you got to bring them back into your tribe, right? So your responsibility when you start is you got to go and you got to find them and you have to figure out a way. We're going to call this a pond. You have to figure out a way how to. Oh, come on. You have to figure out a way how to get these people into your pond, right? So as an expert, when you first start, you have to go find the people and get them in your pond. Well, this is what we call the hunter, okay? This is what we call the hunter. Okay, this is the person who you go and you have to go capture your audience and bring them back. But there comes a point in your business, if you do it right, okay, where you do it right, where the audience, okay, the audience then finds you, okay? They find you. They just come to you. And you wake up one day and you're like, wow, I had all these leads, I had all these people, I made all this money, and you didn't do anything, okay? You didn't do anything. And this is what we call the hunted, right? So now we want to move you from the hunter, as in the person who's got to go always consistently finding an audience, to being the hunted, which is the person who other people are looking for. Does it make sense? Are you with me? And there's a massive shift that happens in your bank account when you go from being the hunter to the hunted. When I first started out 3 years ago in the coaching world, I definitely was the hunter. I was going out, I was trying to find business, I was hustling business, I was doing everything I could, and I was working my tail off every time to try to make a sale. Okay, and every time I would make a transaction, every time a transaction would happen in my bank account, it 100% was reliant upon the work that I did, okay? If I made money, I knew that I had made money. What's so cool now is a lot of times I'll jump on ClickFunnels, or I'll jump on a PayPal, or I'll jump on a Stripe, and I'll make 3, 4, 5 transactions a day, and I'm like, I don't even know who these people are. I don't even know how they found me. I don't even know, because I don't have active stuff going on. But there just comes a point where you're, as an expert, you begin shifting, and now you move from the person who's always trying to get clients to the person where the clients are coming to get them. So what side of the aisle would you rather be on? In my opinion, you'd rather be on this side of the aisle. Okay, there's another name for this. It's called in demand. Okay, in demand. You want to become in demand. So in other words, you want people to watch you. You want people to see you. You want people to do that. So how do you become in demand? Well, in demand starts with, first and foremost, a self-declaration, right? We talked about that just a while ago. Okay, we're going to declare. What are we declaring? Okay, we're declaring that we're live, and we're declaring that we're an expert in a niche, right? So here's the thing. Nobody will ever declare you are an expert at a particular topic until you self-declare you are an expert. Does that make sense? So in other words, you can't ever get an endorsement from somebody saying, oh, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, until you self-declare that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Does that make sense? So high-ticket mastery starts with a declaration, and it starts with a declaration that you are an expert, okay? Nobody else is going to say you are an expert until you say you are an expert. In demand, becoming in demand begins with a self-declaration that you are the bee's knees at whatever it is you're trying to sell. Okay, so I have to declare that I am an expert at launches. I have to declare that I am an expert at events. I have to declare that I am an expert at high ticket. I have to self-declare those things before anybody else will self-declare that, or will declare that about me. Does that make sense? I can't go get an endorsement from Russell Brunson that I'm a great funnel builder until I declare myself as a great funnel builder. Okay? I can't go get an endorsement from Liz Benny saying that I'm an intelligent marketer until I declare myself as an intelligent marketer. I can't go and get an Akbar Sheikh saying that my masterminds are the best in the business if I don't self-declare that my masterminds are going to be the best in the business, right? So everything starts with self-declaration. So becoming in demand starts with becoming I demand, okay? Now look at this. It starts with I demand, okay? So this is me. I demand, okay? So in other words, I can't become in demand unless I become I demand. And what I mean by I demand is I have to convince myself that I'm great at what I do. I am an expert at what I do. I am knowledgeable about what I do. I deserve to be paid big dollars. I deserve to be on podcasts. I deserve to speak on stages. I deserve to do whatever it is that I declare that I want to do. I deserve it. And until you get yourself to the point that says, I deserve it, you're never going to get other people to the point where they say that you deserve it. Does that make sense? Okay, so you have to self-declare. So this morning, I want you guys to wave the green flag of declaration and say, I declare that I am an expert. I declare that I am enough. I declare that I am knowledgeable and I am going live with my business today, and I declare that I am an expert in this particular niche. And what niche are you an expert at? Whatever it is you want to get paid for. So what are you an expert at? Okay? What are you an expert? You've got to, in demand starts with I demand. Okay? I am good enough. Now, once we do that, it goes like this. Here's sort of the formula. Okay? So it starts with I. Okay? So we start with I. I don't know what that is. That's supposed to be an I. There we go. So it starts with I. I demand. Then, okay, here it goes to your signature pathway article, right? Your SPA. Okay. So you go, I demand it. You write your signature pathway article. Then from here, you get people into a tribe. So in other words, you give something away. Okay. So you can create like your little pond. Okay. And then from here, you sell them. That's it. So ISTS, okay? This is actually A. This is IATS, okay, is where it's at. So it's I declare, I write an article, I give something away so I can build a tribe, and I sell them a product, okay? I know that sounds super simple, but that's where it is, okay? Now what happens is when you can marry this and this, okay, when this directly correlates with you making money, here's what happens. You're going to get to a point where you personally are reliant upon your sales. But as this grows, okay, as this particular thing right here grows, now this becomes reliant upon your sale. And when this becomes big enough, okay, and it doesn't have to be super big, I think it's only got to be 100 people. When this becomes big enough, now you are in demand. Why? Because you have a pond of people who are vying for your attention, as opposed to you out there having to wave the big banner. Let me just show you. Have you guys ever needed a ride someplace?
Yes.
Okay. You ever had to hitchhike?
No, no.
You guys have never hitchhiked before? Well, Uber, yeah.
We're professional hitchhikers now.
Yeah. If you're hitchhiking now, there may be a problem. Okay, you got a system for it, right? But just remember back in the day when people used to have to hitchhike. My dad would talk about, he lived in a little town called Lassiter, Texas, and 28 to 30 miles away was his job. And they didn't have a car, or we only had one car and 12 kids. And so my dad would hitchhike to work every day. Like literally, he would just go out and start walking and put his thumb out. Within 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, somebody would pick him up and bring him to work, and then he'd hitchhike home every single day. He did that for years and years and years. Actually, during his college days, he did that. And he used to tell me these hitchhiking stories about the types of people that would pick him up, and it all sounded really scary to me, to be honest with you. And I couldn't imagine doing that every day. I was always like, well, what if you didn't get picked up? Dad was like, well, no, I always got picked up. And there was an option. Like back in the 60s and 70s, like you didn't care. You weren't worried about somebody blowing your brains out. You just did it. And so he would hitchhike. And I got thinking about that. Like that's how so many of us are. That's how we run our business. We just sort of we put our thumb out and hope some people pick us up. Okay, it's all accidental. Okay, it's all accidental, and that's not a fun way to do it, right? That's not a fun way to do it. Okay, and then there comes so you got the hitchhike method. Then there comes a point like where you legitimately need a ride. Like, you ever been to a conference or something like that, and people going back to the hotel, and you're like, hey, can I hitch a ride? Can I hitch a ride with you guys? Okay, you're sort of bumming a ride, but you just get on. And that's better. At least you're doing it with friends. And then there comes a point where, you get to the point where everybody wants to bring you. Right? Everybody wants to bring you. Everybody wants to take you to dinner. Charles Barkley said it best. He goes, what was so funny? He goes, when I was broke, I couldn't afford anything. Now I'm rich. Everybody gives me free stuff. Right? Because there comes a point where people want your presence. They want you there. Okay? And this is when you become a micro-influencer. When you become a big fish in a small pond, there's a group of people that just want you there, okay? And I remember when that shift happened with me, okay? It doesn't happen with every single person I know, but it happens with a lot of people where, hey, can I buy you dinner? Can I bring you out to dinner? Hey, can you come here? Can you do this? Can you speak on my podcast? Will you come to my event? Will you do this, right? And there came a point where I just realized that, holy heck, I'm in demand. And you know what I noticed, though? Where was I in demand? It wasn't in demand from strangers. It was in demand from this group right here. It was in demand from the people that I had influence over, people who already knew me, who liked me, who trust me, who follow me, who bought from me, and then ultimately endorsed me. And so when I'm talking about becoming in demand, I'm talking about this little process right here where you self-declare, you write an article that says, here's what I'm an expert on. people gather those assets, whatever assets you deliver, and they make a conscious decision to join your tribe. You nurture that tribe, you sell them a product, and there comes a point where you become a big fish in that pond. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Okay, so when we're talking about becoming in demand, I'm not talking about helping you become Tony freaking Robbins, okay? I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is finding a group of people, of 100, 200 people, and becoming in demand in that pond. Molly told us yesterday that she's built a pond of about 400 people, and she believes that she's going to be able to turn that 400 people into $1 million billable sales before December, before Christmas, before the year is up. Okay, she's going to do that, and it's only 400 people. She's like, all I got to do is get 5% of those people to say yes, and I'm good to go. And that's exactly how it works, because she's going to become in demand with those groups of people. So you're not trying to influence the world, and I want to get you guys out of this mindset. You're not trying to influence the world, okay? You're not trying to build your funnel hacking live platform. You're trying to build the platform just simply big enough where at least 100 people know you, like you, trust you, follow you, and you're in demand with them. And when you have high-ticket products, let me just do the math. If you have a $25,000 product and you have 100 people in your tribe who know you, like you, trust you, follow you, look up to you, respect you, you are in demand with them, okay, you only have to get less than 5% of that tribe, okay, less than 5% of them to be able to create a six-figure business. And you only went out and recruited 100 people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so are you getting the gist of why high ticket is easier?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're going to become in demand, this is the formula you're going to follow. Okay, you're going to self-declare. Okay, I demand. You're going to self-declare. You're going to write an article, signature pathway article, and all the assets that go with it. Your job then is not to sell your product. What is your job? To build a tribe of how many people? 100 people. Okay? And from those 100 people, you're going to work that thing, okay? You're going to work that thing until you become in demand, and then you're going to sell them products, okay? When you sell enough products, now here's what happens. You guys ready? Here's what happens. Yeah. And here's the magic formula. When you sell enough products and you get results for people, okay, you get results for people, what do? Oh, what the heck? That's I did this for Ross.
Oh, they're your cheerleader.
They become your megaphone. They become your cheerleader, okay. Right? And then what happens is your tribe becomes the person who sells you. They become your megaphone. And then now here's what happens, okay? You have a tribe of, how many people do we say we're getting?
100.
We call it Tribe 100, T100. How many people do you think they have? Let's say that you have 100 people who have 10 people each. Let's just say they only have a following of 10 people, okay? How big is your following now? 1,000. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because now their tribe becomes your tribe. And what they do is they go to their little tribes, at the risk of looking like a multi-level marketer here, okay? They go to their little tribes, okay? And what do? They talk about you. And then their little tribes come, okay, their little ponds come and they join your tribe. Does that make sense? And then they sell, and then you get a result, and then they go back to their tribe. Are you with me? And this is how you become in demand. Honestly, it's not any more complicated than that. If you can just narrow your focus down to this and keep it really, really, really super simple, then you can see with high ticket mastery that, guys, oh my God, if I just go write my signature pathway article tonight, and it's really good, and then I create a masterclass, I get a little video series, get my little giveaway, anything I can do just to build a little tribe, if I can get 100 people in that group as quickly as possible, and I just work with that 100, now here's the thing. If I work with that 100 people, you got to get out of automated mode and get into people mode. You're not trying to build a tribe of numbers, you're trying to build a tribe of people. Look at me. You're not trying to build a tribe of numbers. Can you please close that gate? You're trying to build a tribe of people. Does that make sense? You treat people like people. We get so busy in the automated world, where I want to create this system because I don't want to do, like for instance, I literally swore at somebody, and I don't swear very much at people, but I literally swore at one of my very expensive clients the other day. Because here's what they had just started, and this person said, I'm not even exaggerating, this person said, yeah, but I don't really want to have to talk with people. I just want to be able to give them my stuff and get them in here and I don't really want to talk with them. I'm like, well, then don't ask them for frickin' money. Are you serious? I didn't say frickin'. I was like, yeah, you're going to talk with people. But we get so freaking brainwashed in this automated society where we're so busy trying to build passive income where we can get paid and not do anything that we start looking at these people in our database as numbers, okay? Molly will tell you, how many times have I told you, stop qualifying your damn leads, right? I tell you that every time. I get on them so much, and they'll tell you, well, I don't know if they're qualified leads. What do I say? Who cares if they're qualified? Just treat them like a person, right? And then they'll leave if they don't like you. Does that make sense? You've got to treat these, listen, if you have 100 people in your database, there's no reason why in 3 days you can't write them a personal note. You don't have to get an automated system for 100 people. Wake up every morning, pour a cup of coffee, and send 10 emails a day, and in 10 days you've personally connected with all 100 people in your tribe. Let them know, hey, this isn't an automated email. And you know what happens when you send them a one-on-one email from your email database? It doesn't go to spam. It's an actual email. That make sense?
Yes.
Hey, John, just wanted to let you know, I was thinking about you today. Hey, I noticed you opted in for my thing. Oh, by the way, this isn't an automated email. Here's a picture of me. I'm literally sitting in my living room today, drinking a cup of coffee, just thinking about you. I'd love to get to know you a little bit more. Hey, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? I scoped out your Facebook page, and I noticed you like ice hockey. How long have you been doing that? Well, what does that do to that person? Does that make sense? So when you're first starting out, okay, you don't need all these systems. You don't need all this automation stuff. You don't need you don't need nothing. Okay? You got 100 people in your little email database. Use MailChimp for crying out loud if you have to. Okay? But just treat those 100 people like people. And what will happen is you will find 5% of them that will open up their credit card and they will pay you. They will pay you. But how well do you know? So when somebody tells me, well, I've only got 70 people in my email database, I'm like, okay, look at it this way. You get called by your Chamber of Commerce to come down and to speak at a lunch and learn. And they tell you that there's going to be 70 people there. Okay? Do you get geeked out about it?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, you do. If they tell you there's going to be 70 people there, do you know all 70 names? No. But you know all 70 names of the people in your little Chamber of Commerce called an email database. So you don't need thousands of people in your email database to make thousands of dollars. Okay? What you need is you need 100. Okay? You give me 100 people in an email database selling a $20,000 product, and I will turn that into $100,000 all day, every day. And I believe that if you do that, every 100 people you add to your email database, if you sell high-ticket products and you work your system right, that you will turn that into 6 figures every single time. Okay, Nancy, how many people do I have in my email database?
6,470.
One of the smallest email databases you will find from any influencer in the world. Okay? Russell Brunson says that you can bank on $120 per person per year. Okay, so if at that rate, I'm going to make what, 60 grand? Okay? No, we didn't make that. We made way more money than that. Okay? Why? Because if you take a little different route and you just love on these people, they're a little bit more apt to love you back and follow up with them. Okay? So when you guys are first starting out, what I want to tell you is unless you've made 2 Comma Club, okay, or well, just even say that, unless you've made 6 figures in your niche, okay, don't worry about all that crap you read in all those books. Okay? Literally do something different. Okay? And I always say, if you want a different result, you got to do something different, right? Okay. And so there's a little phrase, if you were, Nancy, can you bring me that little orange, are you tall enough to reach that, the little orange sign right there? I want to show you this sign. It's something that we preach often here. And this is going to be my last little remark to you on becoming in demand, and we're going to move to one final exercise before lunch. What time is it?
11:08.
11:08. 11:08 or 11:30? 11:08. Okay, so we're gonna do one more final thing before we do this. But I want to thank you so much.
Yeah.
I want to show you this little sign right here. Okay, I don't know if you can zoom in on this, Crystal, on this little sign here, but I sort of ripped this off from a guy by one of my favorite pastors, Craig Rochelle. He says a little different, but it says this. It says, "Do something today." When?
Today.
Do something today you can do. Okay? Some of you guys say, well, I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. You need to do something today that you can do to help you do tomorrow what you can't do today. See, what happens is if you can get 100 people in your email database, and I truly believe that I'm going to show you how to get 100 people in your email database in the next 72 hours. Okay? I'm going to show you that here in just a minute. But if you can get 100 people in there, and you do something today that you can do. Okay, so today you can't sell $1 million. Why? Because you don't have the following for $1 million. So today you have to do something that you can do. Well, what can I do? Well, I can write my signature pathway article. I can create an opt-in. I can do a little funnel, whatever, right? I can do something today. I can do a Facebook Live. I can do something today that if I do it, it's going to help me do tomorrow what I can't do today. Okay, so you can't sell $1 million today because you don't have 100 people who know you, like you, trust you, and follow you. So what can you do today? You can do something today that's going to start helping you get 100 followers. Why? So then tomorrow you can sell $1 million. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? And so what I want you to do is I want you to think of this in incremental steps. Be super, super, super simple with this process. What can I do today? Well, what I can do today is this, okay? I can self-declare. What can I do today? Well, I can write my signature pathway article. What can I do today? I can create a little Facebook group to allow me to build a tribe. What can I do today? I can reach out to the people who join my Facebook group. I can get them on a call. I can help them, and I can give them the opportunity to buy my product. I can do all of that today. Does that make sense? I can do it all today, okay? But it starts with here. So today you got to self-declare. Today you got to write your signature pathway article, and today you got to create a Facebook group, okay, that helps you. One story. You guys up for a story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I realized a few years ago that my kids had never seen it snow. They had never gone fishing. They had never gone camping. They'd never been outdoors. And I made a decision that when I die, I want to be known as the world's greatest dad, okay? I just make that, I'm making that decision that I'm going to be the world's greatest dad. That's why I bring my kids around you guys all day, and they love these events, okay? They love hanging out with you. I want my kids to be immersed in what I do. I don't shy them away from it. And so up in Pine Top, you guys been to Pine Top, okay? Up in Pine Top, this was right around Christmas time. They had a huge blizzard, okay? A huge blizzard, like 6, 7, 8 inches of snow in one night. And I'm like super excited. So I told the kids' moms, hey, in a couple days after Christmas, I want to take the kids up to Pine Top because they get this big winter storm going on. I want to play in the snow, let them see it snow, whatever. Great. So on Christmas Eve, they had this massive blizzard. On Christmas Day, it hit 80. And we were going up the next day. So we go up the next day, and by the time we got up there, there was no snow whatsoever. It was just a big, muddy mess, okay? And by the way, don't ever do this, because the cabin that we rented, they had white carpet. Why you would put white carpet in a cabin in the up middle of the mountains, I have no idea. But we go in there, and the kids were making a mess. All I was doing was scrubbing carpet, so I said, screw this, let's go. So we didn't even spend the night. We just went up there, we packed all our crap back up, and we're coming back home. And on our way home, I see all these signs, okay? Catch a fish, catch your first fish, no bait needed, no tackle needed, catch a fish guaranteed, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, this would be cool. We didn't get to see snow. Let's go fishing. So we pulled in, and little Archer's 3, Olivia's 5, okay, and Jada's 10. And so we pulled in this little cabin, and we go there. And I'm telling you, you guys seen Dukes of Hazzard?
Yes.
Okay. Uncle Jesse was behind the counter, okay? And he literally talked like Uncle Jesse, just like this. He had one of them caps on, just like this, and little earmuff thingies, you know, talk about the little hat with the earmuff thingies. And he talked like just like this. And I'm like, dude, you do not, well, I mean, you are a mountain man, okay? I don't know if that's how mountain man talks, but that's how he talked. And he goes, it's $28 a person to go fishing. I was like, dang, $28? I'm like, whatever. We didn't stay in the cabin. I'm getting that money back. Let's do it. So I fork over the $28 for each person for the 4 of us. And he reaches in his little drawer, and he pulls out 4 Ziploc bags. In these Ziploc bags is a wine cork with some fishing string wrapped around it. At the end of it is a rusty old hook with a dead worm on it. Dead dehydrated worm. I was like, what is this? He goes, well, that's what you need to go fishing. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you'll understand. He goes, when you go back to the lake, he called it. When you go back to the lake, he goes, all you do is just stand on the thing and you throw that in and just wait for the fish to bite. Like, what? Oh, well, so we get it and we unwrap it and we get the little kids, so they got the little cork and the little dead hook and fish and everything. And we go around this cabin, and this lake is a little pond about half the size of my studio. But when you looked at it, that pond was boiling. It had so many fish in it. Like, you could see the fish. There was tons and tons and tons of fish. Little Archer was the first one. He was just literally walking, like he was 3 years old at the time, walking around the little pond, and his little hook barely touched the water, and a fish, whoom, grabbed it, and he caught a fish in like 2.2 seconds. Then I look over, then Olivia's got one, and now Jada's got one. I'm like, crap, I might as well get one too. So I tossed it in, and the entire fishing expedition lasted 28 seconds. It was awful. And I had these dreams of like, teaching my son how to like cast and watch the little bobber, and when it goes under, hook it. I got these dreams and these fascinations of doing all this stuff. And I'm like, this was a terrible way to fish. And I got thinking about that. That was a terrible way to do a family fishing outing. But that's an incredible way to do marketing.
Yeah.
See, you're not trying to create a huge ocean. You're not trying to get everybody. What you want is you want a little tribe of people, a little pond of people. Okay, that's it. Just a little pond of people with fish who know you, like you, trust you, follow you. That's boiling. That when you take your hook and you put the right bait on it with the right offer and you just throw it in the pond, fish just jump up and grab it. They just buy it. That's what you're trying to do. With high-ticket mastery, you're not trying to be known to the whole world. That will come. What you're trying to do is you're trying to be known to 100 people. 100 people in your little pond who know you, like you, trust you, follow you. And when you throw your little hook out there, they will jump on there and they will pay you that $3,000 down, $2,000 a month for you to be able to get the results that they want. And when you get results, you know what's going to happen? They're not going to be able to shut up about you. They're not going to be able to shut up about you. Let me prove it to you. Ross, why are you in Cavu? How'd you find me?
You came to my networking program.
Came to your networking party, but then why'd you give me money?
Well, I came to Small Event Big Profit, and then I knew that you could help fill holes that I needed help filling.
And you paid me.
Better.
Right. How'd you find out about me?
ClickFunnels.
ClickFunnels. What about
Or
ClickFunnels?
at Funnel Hacking Live in January.
Funnel Hacking Live in January. We just meet?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just met for the first time.
At Funnel Hacking Live?
Yeah.
But you had never heard about me before?
I heard from you from Roz, who did your design academy.
Oh, so refer. So you heard from somebody in my tribe.
Yes.
Okay, how'd you find out about me?
Becky,
Becky who?
Becky in your Cavu.
Which one? I got a couple.
The one that does the Amazon.
Becky Timms. Oh, I still got to pay her. I still got to pay you. Don't let me forget I owe her money. Okay, yeah. I owe Becky money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. Okay, Becky Timms, right? Okay, so Becky Timms in my tribe. We got Becky some results. What does she do? She goes to her tribe. Okay, Dee was in her tribe. Let's find this out. How did you hear about me? Ross. Ross is in my tribe. Ross goes to his tribe. How did you find out about me?
We networked on Facebook.
We networked on Facebook. Yeah, had you ever heard of me before? Okay, and then but then you came to something.
I got friend request, right?
Okay. Okay, how'd you find out about me?
Laurel Portier.
Laurel. Oh my God, Laurel. We love Laurel. Yeah. How'd you find out about me?
My partner referred me to.
Melissa, right? So these are all people in my tribe that we helped do something, and they went to their tribe and brought them back to my tribe. Does that make sense? Okay, how'd you find out about me?
Mutual friend.
Mutual friend, somebody in my tribe. Kurt, right? Okay, Kurt, okay, referred you, went to his tribe, and brought him back to my tribe. Almost every story is that way. 80% of the time, that's how we do it. Cavu is 100% referral. Okay, 100% referral. We've sort of made it that way. I don't do marketing for Cavu. You can't go out and find no. It's 100% referral. It's 100% people in my tribe go to their tribe, bring people back to my tribe. I sell them, get them results. They go to their tribe, who get them back to my tribe. I sell them, get them results. They go to their tribe, come back to my tribe. I sell them, get results. You follow me? It's 100% of the way. So if I haven't convinced you that you don't need a large tribe, you may want to go to the next conference, because I believe that I can help you make 6 figures this year 7 figures next year with 100 people following you. That's it. 100. It's not a dreamy thing. It's a tribe thing. It's Tribe 100. Okay? So if you guys are in, you guys let me know. You guys with me? Yeah! Okay. So I told you guys yesterday, and we got more teaching before we're done, but I told you guys yesterday that we were going to tell you guys about CAVU, right? And so yesterday we gave you guys an opportunity to join CAVU. Today what I want to do is I want to talk with you about Launch Accelerator. And I just thought about this. Can I do this? Let's see if I can do this. Look at that. So let's come up here. I want to show you Launch Accelerator. What is the... Is that it? Let's see if that's it. Yeah, I want to tell you guys a little bit about Launch Accelerator, okay? So Launch Accelerator is another coaching program we have, okay? Launch Accelerator is a combination of things, okay? It's a live implementation event, okay? And it's not just an event. Now, this is just going to show you the event, but I'm going to show you everything else that goes with it, okay? But basically what it is you come, you do 3 things. Number 1, you're going to create a strategy. So you're going to create your online strategy, whatever it's going to look like. You're going to build a funnel, okay? We're going to build your funnel, and then we're going to launch your business, okay? This Launch Accelerator is designed for people who want to go from 0 to 100,000. CAVU is really designed for people who believe that they want to scale to 7 figures. Launch Accelerator is for people who want to get their first $100,000. You're dabbling in the internet marketing space. You're sort of maybe in a brick and mortar. You don't really know if you're an expert or whatever, and you don't have a ton of money to invest, but you want to work with the best. This is programs for you. So what it is it asks you the question, you're ready to launch your business, but here's what's happening. It can be overwhelming. Why? Because there's funnels to build, emails to write, ads to run, products to sell, and perfection and procrastination have you paralyzed. And what we know is being overwhelmed can literally cost you thousands of dollars and force your dreams of becoming a business owner on the back burner. If that's you, it's time to join Launch Accelerator. Launch Accelerator helps you become profitable. Watch this. Helps you become profitable faster than you thought possible. And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to be able to gain momentum, instant momentum, by you're going to create your funnel system, launch strategy, email sequences, and organic and paid traffic. You're going to harness the power behind gaining confidence and clarity by creating an irresistible offer. You're going to discover my 7-day launch strategy. You're going to partner with a coach who will guide you and support you each step of the way. You're going to build your Tribe 100 strategy, as we were just talking about, and you're going to design a reputable and trustworthy brand identity that entices your audience to invest with you. You're going to learn the 12-step strategic operation process that we just taught yesterday. You're going to learn that, okay? This is for entrepreneurs who are ready to launch quickly, effectively, and profitably. So in other words, you're just sort of dabbling in the space, and you don't know if you want to throw $35,000 or $36,000 at a coaching program, but you know what? I'll give it a shot, okay? I'm going to give this a shot. Okay? So what we're going to do is, here's what you can expect. So we're going to bring you to a 4-day live intensive. This is called the Sprint event. We're going to invite you to come and do a 4-day thing. This is where we're going to come here to the CAVU Castle, sit in this room, and it's 4 days of unplugged where my team and I are going to help you build everything out. We're going to create your funnel, your emails, your ad, your video script, and your strategy. We're going to give you 6 core sessions. You're going to learn the pointer system. We're going to help you. We're going to give you tools and resources and courses that you get to take home with you. We're going to give you a repeatable, proven system to power your business success, and we're going to partner you with other successful entrepreneurs, okay? This is for anyone who wants to launch their business quickly, effectively, and profitably. John Allen Turner said, this guy helped me generate more income than I believed was possible. John, he started with us at Launch Accelerator. Okay, John was making somewhere about $70,000 to $80,000 in the pastoral field. He got into some consulting. He broke 6 figures consulting, but that job went away when the government started doing all kinds of cutbacks, and he found himself unemployed, and he found himself with no money. He came and he joined Launch Accelerator. We helped him build a coaching business, and this guy right now makes $600,000 to $700,000 every single year, okay? That's what he does, okay? And so if you want to launch quickly, look at these beautiful people, all my CAVUites, okay? If you want to launch quickly, I want to invite you to this 4-day event, okay? Now here's the thing. If you were to just come to the event, okay, and there's more to this, I'm going to tell you about that in a minute, but if you were just to come to the event, it's going to cost you $2,059, okay? It's $2,000. If you want coaching to go along with it, okay, it's going to be $5,058. This is a 12-week course. It's 90 days. You come to an event, You got 12 weeks of coaching. Now, this isn't coaching like I give you. This is called accountability coaching or concierge coaching. This is where somebody on our team will literally give you a call, check in with you 10, 15 minutes every single week to see where you are in my 7-step process, to see if you have any questions to help guide you. So it's more accountability coaching than it's anything. But I was talking with the team, and we decided to do a couple of other things. We decided that what we want to do is you probably want a little chat time, okay? And so what we did was we married this together, a little chat time, and we decided that we're going to let you join the Q&A phone calls every Thursday, 9:30, and you can do that during this 12-week period, okay? This 12-week period for your investment of a little bit more than $7,000. But then we started talking with Nancy and Akila and you know, talking with Anshul and Evelyn and all those guys. Like, hey, let's do something bigger and let's do something better. So what we did was we changed Launch Accelerator a little bit. So here's what it looks like now. What we do now is we start you in what we call Training 14. It's a 14-day intensive coaching. Anybody in here done the 14-day training? You did the 14-day training. Crystal did the 14-day. You guys did the 14. It's very intensive. But 14 days, you jump on, and I teach. I teach you. You get homework. You go home, do the homework. We come back at night. I review it. Okay, we build all your stuff out. After the 14 days of you getting everything done, like literally designing your entire business, then you show up to my house, and you spend 4 or 5 days with me and the team, and we perfect everything. We build it out. We take your pictures. We do your video. Guys, that in and of itself is super. It should be $5,000 to $7,000 just for that. Then after that, what we decided was then what we're going to do is we're going to put you in Tribe 100, not for 12 weeks, but for 12 months, okay, for 12 months, where you're going to get this personalized coaching. Every Thursday, you're going to come on, you can ask specific questions, I'm going to give you specific answers. With that, then, you're going to get your choice. You're going to be able to come here to High Ticket Mastery, which is normally a couple thousand. You're going to get to come to Small Event, Big Profit, or you're going to be able to come to Speak and Sell from the small stage, okay? You're going to get all of that. Okay, it's roughly about a $15,000 to $20,000 coaching program. You're going to get it for just $1,000. $1,000 every single month, okay? $1,000 a month for a year. That's roughly $12,000 when you're done. One payment of $10,000. It's called Launch Accelerator. Here's my belief. My belief is this program, Launch Accelerator, if you're trying to get from 0 to 100,000, this is the one for you. Okay, this is the one for you. As much as I'd love to have you in Cavu, okay, this is the program for you. The reason is because if you get into Cavu and you haven't made any money online, and once the borders open and we start doing our reunions and stuff like that, the people in Cavu are pretty accelerated. We've had people in Cavu make $10, $20 million a year. Some people, 15 of them have got their 2 Comma Club award. Most of them have made at least 6 figures in their business, okay? And so Launch Accelerator is just a little different than that. Launch Accelerator, you still get to rub shoulders with people, but you get to rub shoulders with people where you are. Some of them may be a little bit higher, but they're going to be where you are. So Launch Accelerator is an awesome program if you're just beginning. Now, you don't get all the events like you do in Cavu. You don't get the VIP pods like you do in Cavu. We don't build your funnels like they do in Cavu, but it's a great starting point. And we try to make it incredibly affordable for you. So it's just $1,000, okay? $1,000 a month for an entire year, and then you're in Launch Accelerator, okay? So if you want information about Launch Accelerator, what I'm going to encourage you to do, I'm going to encourage you to go to cavucoaching.com, click that apply button, fill out the brief application, schedule a call, and Nancy will talk you through it, and she'll see if we're a good fit for you in that particular program. But if you're trying to go from broke to 6 figures, that's where I would really recommend that you go. If you believe that you got 7 figures in you or mid 6 figures in you, then I'm going to recommend that you go to Cavu. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Training 14 program, okay? Our Training 14 program and some adaptations that we made to the program that I just told you that's even more affordable than the one today, but it's not the year-long program. It's only a 30-day program. We'll be telling you a little bit about that one tomorrow. So you guys interested in Launch Accelerator, go to cavucoaching.com, hit the apply button, get on the phone with Nancy. She'll tell you all about it. All right, guys. Hey, let's do this. What time is it?
11:27.
Okay, we got 33 minutes. We got 33 minutes before lunchtime, so everybody stand up. Let's change our state a little bit. You guys enjoying this? Is it too much?
Yes.
Let me save this. So we got it. And we're going to jump into one more pretty critical piece of teaching today, and then we're going to take a break for lunch. Okay? All right, here we go. You guys like my new little toy?
Gee, you like your good toy.
I love my new little toy. I'm still trying to figure out my. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's a ton of fun. Okay. Okay. All right. So what I want to do now is I'm going to show you guys how do you attract customers and then turn your content into sales. This is a 3-hour training I'm going to do in 33 minutes. You guys ready? Wow. Buckle up. Let's go. All right. Okay, customer attraction flow. So we just showed you how the Tribe 100 method on how you self-declare, you build your article, okay, you build a little tribe, you sell them, you get them a result, and their tribe gets you more people, right? We just showed you that formula. So now what I want to do is I want to show you, when we come back for lunch, we're going to do the quick launch. I'm going to show you how to launch and make money in the next 72 hours. But I want to prep you for that, okay? So this is called the customer acquisition, where are we at? This is called the customer acquisition flow and automated leads system. So we talked a little bit earlier about content, about the different pieces of content that you want, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to show you how to take this content and turn it into money. So let's repeat, okay? So what we said is the funnel is going to look like this, right? So this is a lead magnet, right? What's after the lead magnet? We're going to give them the opportunity script. And what are we going to do on the opportunity script? We're going to invite them to what? To a call, okay? Okay, and then from the call,
I'm gonna sell them on high ticket.
right, so here we got a call, and then at the call, we have what's called a perfect order form, right? And the perfect order form ultimately sells them on our high ticket product. Okay, so this is what the funnel looks like. And apparently this funnel doesn't like money. Ah, there we go. I tricked it, okay, this funnel. So this is basically what the funnel looks like. Any questions on this? Okay, so obviously to make this funnel work, okay, what do we need? What do we need? We need traffic. We need people to see it, right? Okay, in order to get people there, we gotta build traffic. We get people into the funnel. So how do I attract traffic? Well, we've already created our content strategy, so we have all that. So once we got our pieces in place, how do we hit the go button, right? How do we get this content factory, so to speak, started? How do we start the conveyor belt so traffic can come in and then they can get our stuff and go? Well, you guys all have what I believe is the single greatest marketing tool on planet Earth right now. Anybody want to know what that is? And what can you get on your phone? You can get social media, Facebook, okay? I'm a big fan of Facebook, okay? Instagram's great, I'm just too old for Instagram, okay? Snapchat's great, but I'm not as young as Asunta, okay? So, yeah, okay? Yeah. You guys ever seen that? Like, you guys see people on social media and then you meet them in real life and you're like, oh, you're 38 years older than what I thought you were. Yeah. What?
You weren't looking at me, were you?
No. I may or may not have been looking at a couple people in the back rows. Okay. May or may not. Okay. But we all have social media, right? So those of you guys are watching online, you guys are watching us on the internet right now. We all have Facebook, okay? And so right now, Facebook is the single greatest place to build a high-ticket program. Now, here's the thing that you have to know about your Facebook profile, okay? So your Facebook, and I'm talking about personal profile, okay? Personal profile. What you have to know about this, how we're going to get this thing started, okay, is you have to know that your profile has 3 different types of people on it, okay? What types of people does your personal profile have on it?
Friends, business.
Yep, they have family, friends, and stalkers, or fans. Okay, right. So those are three types of people that you have. Okay, family, friends, and fans. Only 3 types of people that you have on there. Okay? What types of people are going to buy your stuff? Fans. Okay? Your friends and your fans. okay? These types of people are going to buy, is who you're most likely going to do it. Why? Because family's going to want everything for free. However, who's most likely to share your stuff? Family, okay? So now watch how this works, okay? So the family are the people who are most likely to share it. Your friends and your fans are people who are most likely to buy it, okay? So what I tell people is when you become an online digital marketer, you no longer have a personal Facebook page. It's gone, okay? And so what we want to do is we want to do something to be able to get our family to share and our friends and fans to buy. We want to be able to do that, okay? So here's sort of how it works. The first thing is up here, you have to realize that you're trying to create what's called a GDP. What is that? GDP is, what is it? Gross domestic product, if this were economics. But it's called group database and profile pages, okay? Profile pages. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to siphon friends and fans from our personal profile into our group, our database, and our page, okay, or other profiles, okay? We want to siphon them into there, okay? So what we know is the larger our GDP is, the larger our bank account is, okay? So we're trying to figure out a way how to siphon them into that. The second thing that we are trying to do, okay, with these particular people is first we're trying to get them into a group, our database, and our pages. And the second thing we're trying to do is we're trying to build our authority. These are the two things that we try to do on our profile, okay? So we reach out to family, friends, and fans. We try to build a group database and profile, and we try to build authority. These are two types of things that we're trying to do, okay? Now, how do we do that? How does that turn into money for us, okay? How does it, oh, did you see what I just did? Oh, see, that was red, and I just turned it to black. That was pretty cool. See, I'm liking this. This is way better than a marker. I don't have any marker all over me. Okay, so how do I do that, okay? Because at the end of the day, we want all these people going into here, going through our funnel. So what you do is you create what's called the 10-4-1 rule, okay? The 10-4-1. Now pay close attention, okay? The 10-4-1 is on your personal profile. You go 10, 4, 1, okay? Can you see that, Crystal?
Yes.
Okay, 10, 4, 1. 10 times per week, you're gonna come in and you're gonna give some kind of helpful value, okay? Some kind of helpful value. Okay, this is information that you're gonna give people that's gonna give them some aha moments, some breakthroughs, next steps, okay? You're gonna give them helpful value. What is this value gonna be based upon? Are you gonna go on there and talk about, you know, how great or how bad Trump is? Are you going to go on there and say, hey guys, here's how you change the kitty litter? No. What kind of value are you giving them? Whatever your niche is. You got to go on there and teach something about the niche, okay, about the niche. So the easiest way to do this, okay, the easiest way to do this is like this, okay? It's called the content hub, okay, okay? So let's say that you have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say that you have 7 steps in your pathway, okay? So mine is POINTER, right? So I have 7 steps in my pathway. What I'm going to do is in my content hub, I'm going to take product, payoff, and process, and I'm going to try to bullet point 10 things, or actually I don't even need 10. I need 7 things that I want to teach about this, okay? And then I'm going to take 7 things that I'm going to teach about offer. Okay, I'm going to write it out. Then I'm going to take 7 things that I know about internal launch. And I'm going to take 7 things that I know about nurture. You guys with me? Okay, I'm not going to finish the thing. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to take an afternoon. I'm going to go to Starbucks, grab a cup of coffee. I'm going to create a little content hub. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to bullet point 7 things, okay? Because remember, knowing what to say is the most hardest thing to do, okay? And I'm going to come up with, if I have 10 things, 10 steps, I'm just going to take I'm just going to take 52 divided by 10, and that's going to give me, what, 5? Then I just got to come up with 5 things, right? Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on here, okay? And I'm going to say, okay, pointers or process. So let's say, name, description, outcome, right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in my Facebook Live. Hey guys, Sean Thibodeaux here today. Today what I want to do is I want to talk with you guys about how to create a product. Now there are 3 components in creating a product that you have to master. Okay, you have to master. The first one is product description. The second one, the first one is your product name. The second one is product description. And the third one is product outcome. Today what I want to do is I want to show you how to create a name for your product. And I just go on and I teach on how to create a name for your product. Right? Tomorrow, I can go on and say, hey, today, yesterday I taught you guys how to create a name for your product. If you haven't got that teaching, go back and watch it. Today, I want to show you how to create a description. And I just go and teach them how to create a description. Then the next day, hey guys, today what I will do is I want to come in and I want to show you how to create an outcome that people want, and I'll teach the power of freeze, right? So out of this one dot, I've got how many pieces of content? 3. Okay, I've got 3 pieces of content, right? So name, description, outcome, right? So let's say the next one, let's say that I want to, you get the idea? So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here and just bullet point some content that I teach. And so then what I do when I come in here and I'm trying to figure out what am I going to give value on, okay, I'm just going to give value on whatever it is in my content hub. Now, there's 3 ways that you can distribute this. One way is you can do a Facebook Live, right? Another way is you can write some kind of post, and another way is you can interview somebody on that topic. Does that make sense? Okay, so take this NDO, right? Take this first line. So the first way is I can do a live, right? Second way is I can do a post. Third way is I can do an interview, okay? Now, how many pieces of content do I have from that one line? Maybe 6, right? Does that make sense? Okay, are you with me? Because remember, I can say something one time, I can write it about it the next time. It's the same exact thing, but people hear it differently. And then I can just interview an expert. So I can say, hey guys, how are you? Welcome to our live today. Today what I would do is I'm going to bring Asunta on. Asunta is our chef, but Asunta is the queen of Snapchat filters. And what she's going to do is she's going to show us how to look 38 years younger using Snapchat filters. Asunta, right? And then I'll interview her. I'll interview her on that. Does that make sense? So creating content isn't difficult if you know what you're going to say. And then you have mechanisms. So all you're going to do is you're just going to do your content hub, you write it out, and then you just figure out, okay, can I do a live, can I do a post, or can I do an interview? And it's best if you do all 3. Does that make sense? So every week, you're going to go on and you're going to give 10 pieces of helpful content, 10 pieces of value to your audience, either as a live, as a post, or as an interview. Now, the post can be both long form, short form, or meme, right? Let me show you how to do a post. So a post could be your big, gigantic, like blog-style post. A post also could be like a survey. A post also could be like a quick tip, okay? A post also could be an open-ended question. I'm going to show you this one here. This is cheating. You guys want to cheat? Anybody want to be a cheater today? Okay. You know a really good way to siphon leads from like those big, gigantic groups is go ask an open-ended question around your niche. So for instance, I could go into ClickFunnels. They got 200-something thousand people in there, and I can ask an open-ended question around my niche. Like for instance, hey guys, when it comes time to launching your product, what would you say is like your biggest hurdle? And then I can just go in and watch what people say. I can comment, I can help, I can teach, whatever. And then if there's somebody on there that I think I can really help, I'll go friend request them, send them a direct message, see if I can get them in my tribe. Does that make sense? How am I going to get in my tribe? Am I asking for money? And what I'm doing? Hey, I've got a little masterclass that you may find helpful. Here's a link to it if you want it. I'm happy to give it to you for free. They click on it, name, email, in my funnel, and away they go. Does that make sense? Okay, that's a great way to do it. Open-ended questions are brilliant, okay? So these are some ways that you can do posts. A blog, a survey, quick tip, open-ended, or a meme, okay? Or a meme.
Can you zoom in on that, Chad?
I sure. Okay. Okay. So if you're trying to do a post, you can do a blog, a survey, a quick tip, an open-ended question, or a meme, okay? You guys stayed up too late partying last night.
Yeah.
You guys are having hangover today. Okay, are you with me on that? Okay, so you're gonna 10 times a week, you're gonna come on and you're gonna give some kind of value. You with me?
Yes.
Now, 4 times a week, we want to do something else, because here's what we know about these. As much as we love value, they're not huge engagers, okay? So now what we have to do is we have to do something to trick Facebook to say, hey, people really like me, okay? And this is what we're gonna do 4 times. We're gonna come on and we're gonna put something personal, okay? So Nicole, you're gonna give us the Coco Diaries, right? Okay, does that make sense? You know, Ross, you're gonna post you singing the Billy Idol song better than Billy Idol, right? You're gonna do that, okay? So you've got to 4 times, you know, these are attention getters. You have to try to get attention from people, okay? So I posted my studio the other day, and it's gotten like 300 or 400 likes. It's got a ton of comments. Okay, what does that do? It keeps me relevant in front of lots and lots of people, okay? It does. So what's interesting, if you've been on Facebook Messenger, and at the top of it, they show the pictures of people who are actually on and live, okay? They put the people on there that they think that you want to interact with. Do you think that's only 12 people that's live on Facebook? No, but that's who the top 12 people that they believe that you want to interact with. They put their faces on there, right? Because they keep it in front of you. It's always memorable. You need to do the same thing with this. And the reason why we put personal stuff on there is because we want to get engagement. When I put a picture of me and my daughter out on a date, that gets way more likes and way more comments and way more interaction than when I say, hey guys, here's how to break the Facebook algorithm, right? Because content doesn't get a lot of engagement, personal stuff does. So you have to have things on your Facebook profile that consistently get engagement to make sure that the Facebook gods remember that you're relevant to people. You got to stay in front of people. So 4 times a week, we go and do that. And then 1 time a week, we do some kind of call to action. Okay? Some kind of call to action. This is where we are inviting them to do something with us. Download this article, jump on a call, buy my product, whatever. So 1 time a week, we're doing a CTA. Okay, so this is our 10-4-1. It's called the 10-4-1 content strategy on Facebook Live. So when you do these 10-4-1s, here's how it works, okay? So during your 10, this is clever. You guys ready? Yeah. Clever. Okay, so let's say that this is my lead magnet. Let's just pretend this is my lead. No, this is a much better lead magnet right here, okay? So let's say that this is my lead magnet right here, okay? Let's say that I go on, hey guys, how are you? Today what I want to do is I want to talk with you about how to launch your business in the next 7 days and actually get paid for it. But hey, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I put together a quick guide, my 7-step quick guide. If you guys want this, I'd love, and I hold it up on camera, I'd love to get you that. My assistant's going to just put the link right in the chat room. Don't ever put the link in your post. My assistant's going to put the link in the chat room. Now, my assistant that day may be my alter ego, okay? Some days the assistant's actually Keela, okay? But my assistant can put the link in the post. If you guys want this, all you got to do is just click on that and you can have it immediately. What does that do? What does that do when I do that? It siphons people from my profile into a group, a database, and a page. Which one does it siphon them into? Into my database, right? Because you got to click on it, go through the funnel, I gather their name and email address. Are you with me? So they go into here and then I can move them in this process. Are you with me? Okay, so every time I give value, you can still do micro calls to action by giving away lead magnets, by saying stuff like, hey guys, I just finished a brand new masterclass. If you guys want that, hey, since you guys are watching me today, if you guys want that for free, just simply comment like masterclass in the chat room. Whatever. Does that make sense? Yeah. So those are ways, tricks that you could do to get people into your thing. So all we're trying to do is get this thing started, right? This is the fuel for getting people into our funnel. Are you with me? Yes. You can do this today. Okay? You can do this today. So this is the customer attraction flow. Okay, an automatic lead system, okay? This is all about your personal profile. Now, we're not gonna talk today, there's ways to optimize your Facebook profile to make it sort of like its own little landing page where you can get it. That's another topic for another day. I just wanted to show you the basic content strategy. Where does this content come from? from your 2,500 word article. Okay? Okay? It's all simple. Okay? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It keeps, when you do it this way, it keeps you aligned on your niche, and it gets people in this process. You get the traffic in here. How much money did this cost you? Nothing. Because I believe your first 5 to 7 high-ticket clients come from people you already know. Well, you know what, Chad? Listen, all I got is Uncle Eddie and Aunt Martha, and they're not going to buy my stuff. And, my 4 frat brothers from college, they're not going to buy my stuff. Well, stop, okay? Stop, okay? The greatest audience that you have is your Facebook profile. Fish where the fish are. Even if the fish in there aren't qualified, chances are they know people who are qualified. And because they know you, like you, trust you, follow you, they're going to be the first people to share your stuff, so go for it. Where else are you going to do it? What's your alternative? Go blow money on Facebook ads, hoping that strangers buy from you? Well, listen, if people who know you won't buy from you, I promise you that people who don't know you won't buy from you either. So, hey, we're going to get to lunch, and when we come back from lunch, we are going to show you how to turn your content into sales, and we're going to do the quick launch, how to get started and get paid in the next 72 hours. We will be back at 2 o'clock. What? Yeah, I'll do Zoom. If you guys are online and you want to do Zoom, Akila will put the link in there, and I'll jump on and do Zoom, take specific questions, specific answers. We only had 4 or 5 of you in yesterday, so hopefully we get a little bit more of you in today. See you guys at 2 o'clock. We'll do the Zoom right now.